concerning when they don't pick their mid there. I think just picking their mid there instead of the Tusk, maybe not Nature's Prophet. But again, their first few picks, the way the draft was flowing, I think. I don't know. It's hard to say. I don't want to just flame them too much for the Death Prophet. I think that there was a plan. It's just Falcons is not the team you can make these like slight drafting errors or slight gameplay errors and give up kills here and there.
I feel like if you get this victory versus Falcons with the Death Prophet, we start to be like, wow, holy crap, like, what is this? DP, OG beating Falcons with it. Then all of a sudden, but then when you pick it and you don't win, it's like, what are we doing? Like, let's keep the staples, let's not get too ahead of ourselves. I know we're looking good 4-0, but this is Falcons. So I don't know like what position to really take. We'll see. Regardless, we've got a second draft. We'll see how everything is going to be a bit different here. OG do have first pick, which I believe is what we saw previously. What we saw the Jakiro into the DK was the first phase.
Team Falcons turn to ban.
I think it's probably going to be a run back. Both teams, at least the first maybe 2-3 picks are all going to be the exact same.
10 seconds remaining.
I mean, we've seen Falcons do that, right? Where they just keep running back the same draft because they're confident in it.
Remaining.
At least for OG sake, I did like their first 2-3 picks, right? Like I like the Mars, I like the Jakiro, I like the DK. Dude, it again, but no, Falcons actually bans Dragon Knight, which I'm pretty surprised about. I don't know why they're banning their own Dragon Knight. Maybe they're worried OG is gonna put up the value of Dragon Knight themselves. So a bit interesting, and then they actually just take the axe.
10 seconds remaining.
What are your heroes that you've been seeing with the axe? It's the carries. It's specifically the Abba Ursa, right? So
yeah.
Are there others overall, like in general, that you've liked with ways to be able to slow down this axe? Because it is also something that OG have had a lot of success with when Nico is playing it.
Some players like TA, because axe is low armor early game, so the meld is really nice. You don't kill yourself instantly on the blade meld with refraction, but Ursa I think is just one of the
5 seconds
easiest answers. If you ever get ult off, he can't press call on you, you'll kill him instead. In the lane, you'll kill him instead. Because Battle Hunger only slows if you're running away from the axe, right? So if you're trying to kill him, Battle Hunger does absolutely nothing. And then even I think mid to late game, if you get your Ags, then you can just press ult during the call, and there's nothing really you can do. So it's just always an annoying matchup. Like sure, there's a few times mid game where maybe if you get Blink Blade Mail, you can kill, but that's not really the build people go on axe either.
How important are supports in this lane as well? We're looking for both strong laning supports as well, specifically for OG, because of still regardless what we've seen that the axe do with the Battle Hunger, or what does it need in this matchup?
Ursa can have pretty much any pairing with a hero that has a slow or a stun. Just something that lets him chase down and hit the axe. Even something with just a good support matchup that can just allow him to kind of have a one on the axe. And a bit more specific with the heroes they want. There's two routes. Either they pick some, I know it's banned, but like a Shadow Demon hero, right? And every time the axe goes, or the Ursa goes in the axe, you disrupt him. Obviously it's banned, but just that type of hero, right? Like a kite hero for the lane. And the other route can go is the pure aggression route, which would they be pick some Skywrath Mage, some Snapfire, and they're just constantly going on the Ursa, not allowing him to take these nice trades with HP. I don't know which one they favor more as a team. I feel like Tim's more plays like the melee heroes. When I think of him like Earthshaker, Tusk, stuff like that. He does play a lot of Snap, I remember. So I think that's probably their most expected pick. I think also the nice thing with it is it does both. You can use the cookie as a get out of jail free card for your axe, but you can also use it as a let's just jump the Ursa, get him low, make it so he can't pressure us. And it's also not too countered by the position 5s. You can kind of play versus a lot of stuff. It's not a hero that Falcons is probably concerned about. I think it's just it's a pretty average hero in the sense that it's not going to single-handedly win your team the game.
Sure. Okay. let's see what they go. Intrigued on, honestly, could we just run back the Sky, the Ringmaster or something? We're considering some form of save versus the Axe. That's also still in the pool, apparently. Seen a lot of this first phase kind of hero bans and picks. So you get your strong laning 5 to be able to play with the Ursa.
Yeah, and that's exactly the slow, right?
10
Slow and
seconds
stun,
remaining.
technically, that Falcons wanted in their lane. So already extremely strong
5
safe lane for them.
seconds
OG
remaining.
now does know the full lane though, so they can respond. I mean, this is a hard lane to respond to. Like Tim is gonna struggle. I think the Starfire is still fine. I think Hoodwink is okay. It's probably their best bets.
Radiant
People can
team
maybe pick
pick.
Skywrath Mage.
Venomancer.
Ooh.
Team
What is
Falcons
that?
turn to pick.
Skyrath Mage.
It has to be a core, right? I don't think
think
people really Venos support.
I thought Scam plays it.
Okay, maybe he
I'll check
does.
their some reason I feel like they've done it once so far in the groups.
Okay,
But
I mean, something-
Scam does
10
play it.
seconds remaining.
okay. I was gonna say something cool that could
5
happen.
seconds remaining.
is- I know some teams and players run more like mid or carry Veno, and so if they want to go that route, what if they do Veno off lane and then like Axe as your like carry, and you just put the Axe in the safe lane?
Interesting.
So then you still have like Veno core. Obviously, he's gonna farm like the carry. I don't know if Natsumi wants to play Veno, but if he does, I think that could be pretty cool. And then you just put the Axe in the safe lane. He'll kind of free farm. You'll have these two really nice, strong mid game timing heroes, which is the timing that you want to be able to do high damage to Falcons. And you just pick mid with like catch
Falcons
win, which is
turn to
exactly what
business.
Yopaj wants to play. I could see them picking some like Ember here or Storm. Pretty much any of the spirits. I think you can just pick. I don't know. Maybe most likely it is just a Venom support. I don't really like it that much. I think that it has so much more
Radiant team pick.
that it brings to the table as a core, especially with the new innate ability that gives you bonus damage. I think you just want items on the hero.
Yeah, just to confirm, they have played it already once. Versus Yandex in a victory. Scam played it as a 5. That game they did have an Axe as well. Maker was playing it, just to mention, but
Okay. 5
that's maybe
seconds
just
remaining.
separate things.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I haven't really seen it that much as a support ever since they changed the facet that you could jungle on Venom. I think that was the last time I really saw it as a support, and it was a jungler. It wasn't a support back then. So if it ends up being Skem, I'll be pretty interested to see kind of what he does with the hero, because it's
Radiant
very
team
not common. I think the cool thing about OG, I'll say, is do often pick heroes that other teams aren't picking. Like the last game we saw the Death Prophet, this game we see the Venom, and it's not one-offs. Like sometimes, yeah, we'll see these heroes one time and then never picked
Team
again, but
Falcons
they're kind of
turn
in
to ban.
the roster of their team, right? Like they, like you said, this is not their first Venom. I don't think it was their first Death Prophet game. I think they picked it, I want to say, in the qualifiers somewhat recently. So it's like these are heroes that they're comfortable with, they practice with, they probably scrimmed with them.
10 seconds remaining.
And
5
again,
seconds
I
remaining.
think they're picking Gyro into Centaur, which from my understanding, that's a
Team
Centaur favored
Falcons turn
matchup.
to ban.
like laning stage wise, Centaur is pretty good versus you. Mid to late game, you're a bit too tanky until he gets that Rapier build. And even then with Rapier build, Centaur likes building, which is actually really good versus buying Rapier, especially on Gyro. You buy like 1 or 2 blade mills. I don't think anyone Falcons will buy it, but
10 seconds remaining.
you adopt the satanic healing pretty nicely just with 1
5
blade mill.
seconds remaining.
Yeah, it's very interesting. That's kind of the thought that I had with the Centaur Jar in regards to the matchup in particular. So I don't know, but they're obviously feeling pretty happy with the Gyrocopter overall. You know, this is something that they need on Natsumi. It feels like it could be a strong safe lane with the Gyro Venomancer.
I hope he goes more of the Rapier build, I think, on Gyro. I've seen some team or some players like this stats where you go like Pike, Manta. Butterfly Scotty is kind of like the build I've seen. You skip the axe completely. I personally really do, especially this patch with the heroes people are picking. I really like the straight rapier. You go like Ags, Chrysalis, Rapier, Satanic. I could see an argument this game like, oh, I want the Pike versus the Ursa. It just, I don't know. The hero feels pretty weak in this mid game
Radiant team ban.
with like Manta. But anyway, OG need their mid, I believe, because yeah, it looks like Veno's.
Hero, are you wanting?
I still think a Spirit is really good. So any of them are pretty valuable. Ember, Storm,
10
Puck,
seconds remaining.
Void Spirit, like pretty much
5
anything in
seconds
that
remaining.
realm is pretty good. I feel like because it's Yopaj, Huskard's already banned. I like the Ember. I think Ember pairs really nice with the Sky, but maybe Storm's just a bit more damage. Like they could ban the Puck and then just take Storm. Probably a pretty easy like 1-2.
Radiant team pick.
Monkey ban.
Oh, I think it's Ember then, right?
Well, if it is the Ember, it's a lineup that plays really well on distance. Constant spam with the Battle Hunger, the Gale, the Sky spam, missiles running you down, lights as well.
I know it is.
Look at the slope. They don't have the Puck though. So you really only worried about the silence on the Sky?
Yeah, I don't think you really care about Sky silence. Like, Sky's gonna silence every hero in the game.
10 seconds remaining.
I think his other route is Ember
5
if he wants that
seconds
for
remaining.
Falcons. Like Ember is really nice with Jakiro and Ringmaster. They have a lot of damage if you're stuck there. Maybe the Ember's actually a bit better with a Mage Slayer. This game is really good. Like all 5 Mage Slayer kind of crushes every hero on OG. So I kind of like that. You go Mage Slayer instead of Vessel, and then
Choose your hero.
you have this really nice timing that OG's damage is going to be very lacking because think of every hero. Counter Helix and Battle Hunger both get affected by Mage Slayer. All of Venom's spells get affected by Mage Slayer. All of Skyra's spells get affected by Mage Slayer. Rocket Barrage and then Storm. Like all 5 heroes hate playing versus Mage Slayer. And also Amar is probably going to go for a pipe again this game. And so stacking up the kind of like magic resistance-esque stuff for Falcons, I'm scared for OG's drafts damage in the mid game again. And for me, I think a lot of it does come from kind of the Schem Veno, just because maybe I just don't understand the hero that much. But I don't know. I really
remaining.
like Falcons drafts once again.
Do you feel
5
like
seconds
if
remaining.
how can you nullify these concerns that you have for the OG draft throughout the mid game? Like if playing, how much of a lead do they need to have for you to feel confident with them at that stage when you're going up against the Mage Slayer in the pipe?
I think if you're starting on heroes, like you're starting on the Ember in the mid game, the Mage Slayer doesn't matter as much because you're stunning him, you're jumping in. By the time you've done your damage, then you get it applied. And it's whatever. But to me, this game is going to fall a lot on Natsumi because he's the only big right click damage, and he can't carry this game. But again, this to me, I already feel like it's a Rapier game. I already feel like this is a BKB crit Ags Rapier. You want to get in your first like 30 minutes of the game. You'll get a Satanic next. I think you can end the game with that Aegis timing. Ursa can't really fight into a Rapier. I know OG does play their lineups around Rapier and Gyro. Like I know Natsumi's done it before. I think he should do it again. I think if they do get that nice mid-game timing for OG, that like curve of Gyrocopter being kind of on top of the net worth, even if he decides not to go it and he goes his other items, I think as long as Gyrocopter is probably #1 net worth in the game, OG has a shot. But I think if Natsumi's not able to kind of propel himself forward, then this one's looking all Falcons to me.
Okay, well, tell me the recipe then. Like, what needs to go right specifically for OG to be able to get Natsumi in that position?
It's probably a bit about the lanes, but again, for me, so one of the moves I was hoping, and they did make, but they kind of messed it up last game, was taking the enemy safe lane tier 1 top, right? They rotated the gyro there, they rotated Yopaj there, and then they ended up letting Yopaj die, and then it didn't actually end up, the tower stayed alive. I want to say like almost 10 more minutes. Like it just stayed there. I think making that move gives so much space to the Axe in the situation to push it out, slow down this Ursa. It also, because Axe has more space to farm, I think it allows
30
Natsumi to maybe go to his
seconds to
triangle, farm his ancient stacks, farm even just more space for him bot. Like all of it's, the map movement's connected, and I just want them to make as much space from as possible. Like he doesn't need to be involved in any moves at all until, except for that tier 1 top. I think that's, to me, that's like the linchpin for OG's early game.
Let's see if they're going to be able to open up that top
The battle begins.
tower at an early stage for them. We'll see how these early fights go as well. Put a couple of round of spells onto Skem. Skem runs straight into the firing line of snaking. And it's going to be first blood. So Falcons continuing with the performance in the previous game, already giving a first blood advantage along with what
Are you okay?
did we get?
All right, so what's the, you said you've seen the Skem Veno?
When I say seeing it, just I didn't.
You like
watch this
you've
game.
seen them
I'll
pick it,
I'll
like
pull it up
they
again.
picked it. Sure.
Oh, let me pull up the. Yeah, go sir.
I'm just wondering what his impact in this game is going to be. Even in the laning stage, I said I think Centaur's a really nice matchup versus the Gyrocopter. I think Gyro doesn't really have issues hitting the Centaur. It's not like he needs help with the slows. I think usually you want to have kill threat with like Rocket Barrage, especially early game. Maybe the Ringmaster's in somewhat danger, but I don't know. I'm just concerned that Amar's going to completely free farm bot, and Skem's just going to be kind of a witness to the bot lane.
So the build that game at least was 4 Solar Crests.
Top keeps taking a lot of damage.
I did. Okay, Skeeter. All right, well, this is a hell of a way to start in the Ursa lane. You know, again, this is your response. You pick the Ursa into the Axe, and Nico and Tim's already finding a kill under the bear. I mean, this gives you, this is going to be nice. It gives you a bit of confidence for OG, considering what we saw again from them in the previous game. And man, look at just kind of the nukes and spells onto snaking. A battle hunger with the arcane bolt. He's down to a quarter health.
Yep, this was one of the 2 ways they could play the lane, right? It was just all out aggression on the Ursa, just constantly making it so he's losing the trades or taking these 2v1 trades. I think Axe is super good with it, and the cool thing with Axe nowadays is because the battle hunger scales off armor, going this triple ring of protection build not only makes your hero tanky, but it lets your W just do a little bit of extra damage.
Meanwhile, mid, I just want to quickly highlight your budget is bodying Melrin. I cannot imagine this is what the early levels are supposed to look like between the Ember and the Storm.
No, not at all. Even with him going slight chains, which this game he's going flame guard, but you could kind of expect this with the slight chains build. But going for the flame guard and losing the early lane stage kind of this bad is really good for OG in this kind of game. I think Storm has a
Why are you saying you?
just
Sorry, keep going.
I just think that Storm has a really nice game matchups. Like the Jakiro is gonna have a hard time landing Ice Pass. Axe or Ursa does nothing versus him. Like you are basically only worried about Ember Chains in this early game, and I think that especially when you're the ones jumping with the Skyrack, with maybe like the Venom slows to help you up. Oh, is he gonna go for a solo kill?
Is going to try attempt it, but the flame guard might be enough absorption here for Melrin, but it gets close. Can you touch on why you like a flame guard this game in particular for Melrin over what you said, like the slight chains, which is the other options?
Radiant
So-
structures are fortified.
Oh,
By snake.
just looking at the top for a second.
Well, Nico's got to take a lot of damage though, even if he runs
Sneaking's
fast.
dead, though.
Sneaking might not even die. Okay. Meanwhile, Tim's is also getting ran down from Skeeter.
Dire's top
One more
tower
swipe.
is
He's already
under
got a bunch of
attack.
fury on him.
I think Nico needs to TP out. He's looking for a courier kill. Oh, it has Tango's
River
and
as
Sal.
Oh, Crit's gonna win the man fight. Lands the team. The Beast had a fairy fire as well if it was necessary. And now he's gonna yoink the water rune. Yopaj now. A double rotation in the mid lane. So Falcons showcasing that they're gonna try and bring some extra reinforcements, bring the numbers to enable Melrin, considering he was struggling throughout the first 4 minutes inside the lane.
So the damage numbers have been tweaked a lot on both the Flame Guard and the Static Remnant. But I think that especially at level 3 with 2 points in Flame Guard, you can dodge one of the remnants with your Slight, and then you can
Radiant's
tank like
top tower
2
is under
remnants or
attack.
1.5. Oh no.
Nico Todd.
This is the phase
Another
boost. He's really
definitely
fast.
unless he's got the movement speed enough with the phase. Yeah, absolutely. He can TP out. They even TP crit into the lane. Is he going to be able to
gotta jump in
bypass?
one.
Gita though tries to get out of range, but with the Earthshock back up, I mean, this is top was looking good. And now all of a sudden, you got a lot of worrying signs at the moment from OG.
It was looking very good, but I don't know. It's just like there was 40 seconds where Falcons just completely outplayed them on pretty much a skill level on all of their heroes and map movement wise. Oh no, and Tim's not again.
Dire's top tower is under
He's going to be
attack.
run down as well. Nico's got to try and push Skeeter back, but he's going to be cautious in a little bit, honestly, if this damage adds up and if Skeeter can re-enter, but I guess he's got no mana. Crit is also starting to slowly walk to top, so it looks like Falcons are just completely leaving Amar solo down bottom and starting to make a lot of work happen here with the supports.
But I think Amar is completely fine with that. You're playing Centaur versus Gyro. He's ahead in net worth at least. Like sure, he's behind in XP, probably some pulls, but still going to be a very comfortable position. I think Skem has not really gotten a lot of work done. He's 0-2 and 0. He's maxing the Poison Sting, which I think is his best spell. It's just
I deserve.
he can't jungle relatively quickly, so maybe I assume that this is what it is. It's like the greedy position 5s that you jungle, you get your items, you get your kind of auras ish, which is probably this game. I think the Force Staff and the Solar Crest both make a lot of sense versus the Falcons heroes, and Natsumi is not going to get completely crushed in this one versus Centaur, but definitely Amar going to be happy and free farming it.
We're going to see if Falcons consider
Radiant
about
are
contesting the Wisdom Rune on OG. Melrin's
Dire
going to
are
start to
scanning.
walk on over. He will move past Neat. Now they're going to bring the extra numbers on OG to defend this. Melrin will be forced to remnant away. And with Yopaj's response, Snaking will go down and he gets some galvanized stacks.
There's
He
no way though.
does snipe the Wisdom and also live.
Radiant's
How
middle
was that
tower
allowed?
So Tim,
Amar bottom lane. It was a big opportunity, but this came back to the pretty good timing here from Crit. Leveled up early on. He's going to look to try and TP out, and he will make it, but the flat cannon's not going to be enough. And now Crit as well has got a souvenir
the way they both
to leap away. And they're going to TP Snaking down to bottom. This is a level 5 Jakiro. So with 3 points already up in the liquid fire. I mean, these are some high levels to have in the supports at this stage of the game. They will deal so much damage between the two.
I mean, not only high levels in game, but just high level gameplay from Falcons. I think it was such a good read by Skeeter to take that Wisdom Rune, and then Amar getting the kite, getting the TP out with the save from Crit. I feel like the lead is not that much. Like it's not even a 1,000 gold lead for Falcons, but it feels like they're so far ahead just in terms of gameplay.
Yeah. Yeah, just the movements and the responses from the supports have been perfect so far, and you've given What felt like we keep in mind as well, like Melrin was, I don't know, it felt like there were moments where almost Yopaj could be able to solo kill him or push him out of the lane and slow down this Ember. But this is a game where
They're going on
Ember isn't slowed down, and well, they're going to try and slow down Natsumi, who you said was super important to OG's game. They need to try and keep him alive. You're in to catch up to Snaking. Natsumi 25 health is going to be able to just slither on away in OG. Will keep their carry alive. An ever so important rotation from them and Yopaj.
That could have been the big like turning moment of the game, right? If they get the gyrocopter there, maybe they pressure this bot tower. I think Falcon just take a dominating next 5 to 10 minutes of the game, all in their favor. But thankfully for them, they're able to rotate the heroes in. There's just a bit too much HP with that strength treads toggle. And unfortunately for Falcons, they did get something. The Stampede led to the Axe-Line pop to the Ursa with that bonus movement speed. But still, I think it's a pretty big win for OG, just saving their carry there.
We'll see the amplified damage used though from Melrin. So with all the kind of heroes that were pushed towards the bottom side, it does leave OG's offlane vulnerable. First T1 objective is going to go their way. We've got another power rune. It's going to be up as well. Let's see how they want to try and contest this on OG. Skims still only level 5. Doesn't have that Noxious Plague already. Melrin with the backstab flame gun is pretty goddamn survival. They're going to look for the pull with the drag back with the ancient seal, but the nuke is not enough. Crit along with Snake here, some great spell casting from Crit. Is it going to be enough nuke? It's not. Yopaj has got to get away before Melrin steps in with a couple of remnants. Hang on, is Melrin in danger now? Nico's going to be able to backstab Stampede, but where's he going to be able to run to? The Stampede will do nothing. Meanwhile, Skem's getting a solo kill. He got both Crit and Snaking by himself.
That was
Dire's middle tower
way
is
too
under
aggressive.
attack.
Regan uses a remnant and then he has 2 remnants, right? But he uses them both kind of at the exact same time to go in, get stuck on the enemy high ground with no spells. He didn't even pop the flame guard. I think it was cooldown before going in and kind of just bleeding 3 kills. And somehow both supports just went down to Skem. I didn't even see what happened there with him, but I think just doing a bit too much damage and kiting them out with the ult and the facet.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Well, this puts us in a great position though, where it looks like we'll at least
Radiant's
get a
top
game
tower is under
that is going
attack.
to be even. It's not going to be
Dire's bottom
Falcons
tower
running
is
over
under
with some
attack.
mid-nature's profit that Melrin's making look broken. And this is a game where 8-8, 11,000 lead. They were close to maybe putting themselves in a position where they could snowball it,
Dire are
but
scanning.
they will try once again onto Natsumi. It looks like now OG are aware of this. They're reading it, but are they going to be fast enough before Natsumi's brought down from 4-0 with the Macrobi getting laid down on top of the chains? Natsumi surely not once again. He's not going to be able to survive, but it looks like as well Melrin's going to be cut down from the dunk, make it a second. So Falcons, they do slow down Natsumi, who you yourself said was ever so pivotal to the success on OG, but they will at least get 2 return kills.
Oh no, now Crit.
And Crit? Yeah, it's going to be another solo kill from Skem. So this is going to help him without a doubt to be able to work towards these utility items from the Venomancer.
He's just farming the enemy triangle. He's just stacking it for them, I think, and just farming himself. Maybe Melrin's gonna be able to pressure him here with the Stampede.
But the Stampedes? Amar's even going to be able to close the distance
nice double
over towards
stun.
Tim's. Finds a double stun on the low ground.
Dire's bottom tower
Gonna have a bit more of a difficult time to go for some of the other heroes. Meanwhile, Yopaj sees an opening, Snaking, isolated without any of the cores to protect him. And tower will go down as well. They're playing with.
Some interesting thing I just noticed is Melrin's build on the Ember Spirit. He went Urn, just a casual Urn, and now he's going for the Veil as a second item. Which I genuinely don't think I've seen a casual Veil in years. It's almost always specifically a build up to
Radiant are
Shivas
scanning.
that people go. I don't think he'll rush the Shivas.
Top lane. It's such an important kill. He's been silent for the last couple of minutes, just really farming. Gonna see the vortex. Does indeed, is the missile gonna connect over the TP? It does, just in time. Buster's there. Natsumi now pole vaults in position of top net worth. Another tower will go the way of OG.
It was actually super close for him to be able to get that TP off. I think if he just insta-TP'd when he got his ult off and the pull ended, he probably would live, but it's a hard read to make because there's also an axe that can be there for potential. You don't know exactly what's happening.
Lane, no Hurricane. But they need one more remnant.
Nice Hurricane.
They're going to try and pull him away here with a Tornado. They get the slow out of Scam, and they're going to be able to continue to chase as well with the Stampede. He also have this in his arsenal now. Maybe Scam stepped a little bit too far forward. The supports on Falcons still able to use their spells together.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Maybe there's an opening bottom. They know that the Stampede was used. Namari's
Radiant's bottom
really aggressive up in the face of his tower. Feeling like he's going to be safe in a position to be able to push the tempo. He'll look for the TP out. They got some stuns. They do not. They used the missile early from Natsumi, so straight from Amar.
Really nice kills, I think, for OG. Just like the map movement. I was a bit worried after the laning stage. I think Falcons was just playing much cleaner with their kills. They were kind of just solo outplaying their respective roles, but after the laning stages ended, I think that Axe caught up very nicely. I think Skem has found a bunch of impact just killing random heroes, getting his golden XP. He almost has a vessel of his own, which is really nice for the Falcons heroes, most namely for me, the Centaur. But that same Centaur does have a pipe already. So massive timing now for Falcons to kind of hopefully turn it around and get their own work done.
And that will only come through the form of the kill onto Tim's. He's in good enough position to be able to scout out the smoke. Does also reveal the ward that was placed.
under attack.
That's got his own kind of defensive observer sentry set up. So they're going to sack bottom lane. How are you feeling about the status of the game though? Because again, previously you mentioned really you felt like Natsumi had to be the driving force rating. He had to have a good game. His top net worth. Does he have a big enough lead? Actually, what's going on? Skeeter? Trying to run down Nico and Stem. Yopaj going to zip on over, but the rage on cooldown. Skeeter might be vulnerable. Yopaj going to be able to avoid the ice path. He's just playing perfectly around the spells of Falcons.
I think if a mid might get jumped, Marin, he's gonna
be
get
top lane where there's actually a jump as well. Nico, the dive under the T2 tower, finds his solo kill onto Snaking. Now he's even gonna look towards crit. Slow it down to the front of the tier 3. Looks like this will be a little bit too deep. They'll respect Falcons not wanting to throw the slight lead that they've accumulated.
I think if OG was having a rough game or they weren't as far ahead, it would be a lot more Natsumi. But now that they actually did get kills, Axe is having a great game, Yopaj is having a great game, I think it's back to more being all the cores can have impact. And even to some extent, it kind of feels like Scam is transitioning into this kind of core Venomancer role with having about 5,000 net worth. So he's kind of catching up to the Ember. If the game piece keeps playing like this, he will be effectively a fourth core for the side of OG, which I think is really nice. And for Falcons, I think now it's kind of, the roles are reversed. If anything, I think this game is a lot on Skeeter to play it out, that he has to be the one. He's got to kill the Axe. He's got to kill the Gyro. Even the Storm, maybe he has to be the one killing him whenever he gets randomly chained. And it's pretty interesting how it just all that swapped. And I think a lot of it was potentially because of the early item builds.
Just gonna be able to stampede away afterwards? Yopaj is in with the Vortex. Okay, so they're gonna TP the Storm Spirit down as well, recognizing they need an extra forming. Stop the Centaur from getting away.
Something feels a bit weird with Falcons though, that they're not using the pipe, I think, in a good way. Especially now, Ember even has a BKB, Ursa has a blink. They have all these big timings and they haven't connected, but maybe because the blink and the BKB got arrived, I'm always trying to be a bit greedy.
Good use of the purge creep. Gets him away from the chains. It's not really going to be enough. Sken does turn with a round of spells. It's going to force the BKB out of Melrine. And now he's even going to see an opportunity to go for more. Now, Yopaj's resource is still pretty low. That's a victory in itself. You may be now free to do something on the map. I don't know if there's a thought of contesting Roche with it up shortly, but they want Amar instead. This time they need Amar. He's got the pipe if he's going to be able to activate it before the nuke. The chain turnaround's getting massive though from Falcon. So Will is perfect. Crit controls 3 on the backline, and this time they just go too deep. With Amar having heroes behind him, that was not the target you wanted to initiate on. Previously, if he was alone, it would be a different story, but this time Falcons were ready and prepared.
That's what I wanted to see from Falcons, right? They get the pipe, they have this tanky hero. Amar is so good at baiting for his team consistently game after game. And here, once again, just baiting in front of his tier 2 tower. I do think that was a bit of a blunder by OG. I think anytime you see Centaur directly in front of a tower, you should kind of, alarm bells should be ringing and be like, oh, this is maybe a danger, maybe this is a bait. But they do take it, and everything that they've worked so hard for the past 10 minutes is just down. They're back to less than a 1k gold lead. That was, I think, about a 3k gold swing. And with Tormentor spawning, it looks like Falcons will give it up, but I'm pretty surprised if they keep fighting around their pipe.
Importantly, they need to get some health and mana back from Melrine. So he'll TP the base and have the Remnant out. They do drop a ward as well. And they're actually going to go through the Twin Gate instead. So getting the read that maybe someone's playing down bottom. I guess there's a bunch of farm as well from Natsumi. Maybe they, I guess are they concerned about Roche? What's going on? Scam? Run into crit, so probably getting a solo kill, but this is also is Crit even gonna? Crit's not gonna die.
Ooh. Nothing touches the heart like my venom.
And now also they, even though they had the area, I think that OG wasn't confident enough to take this Tormentor. So,
Dire's
Yo,
turret has been
Jesus.
ooh, he's fine.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Even with the area that OG was controlling, they didn't take the Tormentor. When, okay, I was worried that it was going to be a 2-0 Wisdom Rune again, but OG hit their stride. I think they hit their mid game. They have that HP advantage that I think they usually go for.
Dire's bottom
I don't know how
tower
much they
is
talked about
under
it in
attack.
depth, but kind of from the items they buy, from hearing AUI talk, they really value health. Again, Snake King, I always talk about this. He buys drums pretty much on every single one of his heroes. He's always buying one of Glimmer or Solar Crest, sometimes both. Crit on the other side is a bit more of a utility spellcaster. Like he's buying the Blink, he's buying the Yules, and then their cores are just stacking health pretty much consistently. I think it was really cool that Malrine ended up going for BKB really early. I think that's a really smart choice. And now going back for the Shivas because he already has that Veil, he's going to be extremely tanky. You have Centaur, obviously, who's just Centaur. Like, there's no other words to say. And then Skeeter is actually skipping the BKB, but I think it's really cool he's playing around the pipe. Using that as his, like, anti-magic item, which I think it'll pay off. And OG doesn't, I don't really see them having something big coming up, right? Like nothing's going to change the fights. It's about the angle of the fights for OG. They have to get a good jump. They have to get a clean jump. If they can try to burst the Ember, they can try to burst the Ursa.
Well, maybe this could be the jump.
It's to be a big
Trying to get the blind blink. Is it? Oh, we got him! Oh, Nico with the blind call catches Skeeter on the TP out.
Radiant's
That was
middle
good.
tower
Even
is under attack.
Skeeter's like pinging the high ground. He's like, oh guys, it's warded here. But just super good read by Nico, and that's exactly what they need. I think that if they weren't able to get that, Falcons gets to reset the map. They have this Basher come out for him too. Then maybe they look to set up for a Roche. But now, OG the one that gets to set up for Roche. And the bigger thing about the kills, even if it's a bit slow, like let's say Ursa's able to respond, he died while TPing out. So he has absolutely no way to get to this Roche fight, and it's going to be a free Aegis for probably Yopaj.
How do you want to play with this Aegis on OG? Because it does, what you're mentioning is the fact that what do you make of this with him holding the Aegis instead of the Storm?
I think if it was Yopaj, their mentality would have been more team fight area control, because you have a Storm, right? He can just like zip in and take any team fight. I think when you give it to your Gyrocopter, your carry, you either, the way you want to take fights is just having a slow like walk-in chase, and you don't really want to dive with the Storm, or you want to hit buildings. I think for their draft, it's probably the building angle. I think they want to start taking these tier 2 towers, take the top tower, take the mid tower, with the, especially like Chrysalis is now finished for Natsumi.
Snake? What? He forced his own missile.
Does he not know that how it works? Because that was gonna catch him, right? Like for sure that was gonna
He didn't have to do anything. What was Snake doing? What was Snake actually doing? How did you think he was gonna do? I was. Oh, what just happened?
No. It was a mistake. It's all good. It happens. There, if you wanted to use
Nico.
catches crit maybe.
Popping out of the portal. Out of the dark.
He's
be a
way too
nice
far
little
out.
cull stack. Holy crit.
No way he knows.
Oh, absolutely not. Nico's just making sure he holds his cold so there's no TP. Now, Dire trying to do something on the map. Snake King and Melreen smoke together to potentially catch a straggler or a support, but also importantly, drop a really deep observe ward, and that straggler will be timed. It's going to head first into the Falcons. Your man, but Yopaj is going to respond with it. Amplified damage.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
That's his BKB.
Yopaj is...
2.5
water
minutes.
is off.
Yopaj is down 4,000 gold. I don't know if he was able to click it fast enough, because sometimes when you're sniping core, you don't have the time to like check the items. But if they know that his BKB is gone for 2 minutes, I think you just smoke up instantly for Falcons if you made that read.
Oh, what a ward to be able to smoke to as well. Or even just put Amara in the mid lane and try and force a team fight. OG was in previous.
Going on center again.
But it jumps onto Amara, being super scary. Crit's going to be playing behind him. Malrine wanting to push the sky over towards the left side. Tims is protected with the Lotus for the moment, but that's not going to do anything. Slight cuts. But the Stampede is going to help them slip out as well. Nico tries for the call. Won't be able to get it on the Remnant out.
I mean, I would say thankfully for OG, Skeeter wasn't there. I think if that Ursa was there, that could have just been a full team wipe. Maybe they just don't want to set up map up that aggressive. But again, there's still this no BKB for about a minute and a half.
Oh, Skeeter bottom. Can they set something
They
off?
saw him on a ward. He's TPing.
He's TP.
I don't know. I think if OG are able to get this BKB back without losing too much, I think that's a win. But it is, the other thing that sucks for OG is it's a lot of their Aegis timers kind of gone and not really wanting to take a real fight. By the time that he gets the BKB, the Aegis will be out, and I don't think they got really enough done that they're gonna feel comfortable post Aegis.
Importantly though, how are you feeling about the damage on OG? Because this was some concerns that you had. Is it completely fixed now with the Daedalus and on Natsumi?
I think for the most part it's fixed. Yeah, I think as long as Natsumi's able to kind of stand his ground and fight. And I said I do like the Pike versus the Ursa. Maybe he's able to kite it out. He doesn't have a BKB on the Gyro, which is a slight concern with potential like Centaur stun with the Jakiro. There's not really save either for OG. But I think that Falcons, if they commit too hard, they won't be able to leave the fight. There's gonna be axe slows, axe call, there's gonna be a bunch of Venomancer wards. So there's a bunch of these random things they have to deal with, and they only have one Stampede. But I think that in a
Dire's
true,
top tower
honest
is under
5v5 that
attack.
they're both standing their ground fighting, I still think it favors Falcons just a bit, especially with kind of the pipe Lotus from Centaur.
And so for them to be able to get this advantage on OG, is it what you kind of just mentioned in regards to just like the kind of spam of spells from them and playing a bit longer of a fight?
Yeah, you can just play back, wait for the good jumps. I think for OG, it's like the Storm needs to get a clean jump. His BKB makes it very easy for him. The only concern he has at all during his BKB duration is going to be the Ursa. But even then, I think ideally you're jumping the Ursa. You want to force his ult, you want to force his BKB. And he is pretty weak in this game, I think, when his spells are on cooldown. I think there's some games where Ursa gets free reign the entire duration of the fight. Like, you never can walk into him, but because there's so many of these long range spells from every single hero of OG has a spell that they can just cast without being in melee range, I think it makes it a bit harder of a game that Skeeter needs to pick his jumps pretty carefully.
Do you want the axe to follow with Europaj's initiation, or Europaj go on the Ursa and then ideally Nico on someone else?
I think you want the axe is more either he has to jump the Ursa anytime Ursa goes in, or you want to play to protect your backline. Like, let's say the gyrocopter and the axe are kind of playing close-ish to the Sky and Veno. The second the Sky and Veno get caught, you call a guy, then gyro kills him, and you just play like that. I think that Yopaj is going to be more of a distraction and then like a cleanup rather than the true fighting around. Everything revolves around the gyrocopter, and with his BKB coming out soon, he is going to be a monster in this game.
Game is currently slowing down 30 minutes in. Falcons had a absolute masterclass performance in game one. Start to finish is super clean. We
Dire's
didn't get to see
bottom tower is
OG
under
play.
attack.
This game, it is much different. 30 minutes in, 20 to 20, the kill count. We do have Tormentor with the second spawn about to be up shortly. So Falcons are already controlling the northern side of the map. The gems from either side as well already picked up, so both recognizing the importance, the vision and the jump. How do you on OG do you
BKB Skeeter. Maureen just clicked his BKB.
Okay, unlucky.
I don't think it was
Dire's
he was in
bottom
danger.
tower is under attack.
Maybe there was a jump I didn't see.
No jump.
I think
don't know
yeah, I think he
if
just
they saw
clicked it. But yeah, I think he was just farming, so they're not gonna know. Fortunately for them,
Dire's
that's
middle
good for
tower
Falcons. They're
is
gonna
under
get the
attack.
Tormentor. It's about to spawn soon too. If OG chooses to actually fight this Tormentor, that could be pretty scary with no Ember BKB.
Amara's a little bit far forward. The rest of the team isn't in a great position for them to be able to follow up. Gonna be able to get the blink away, but the call not there from Nico. And crit. Everyone else has TP'd already, so Yopaj is gonna be a little bit too late. Snatch and grab. And Torment claim for Falcons. Now they can put themselves in prime position. I mean, this is perfect from Dire. You get set up for the Tormentor, you quickly get it, you get out, and now you're already here first as well for Roche down bottom. And they might jump Scam before they're set up, or they're just gonna... Amar's actually gonna take the tier 1.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Yeah, and there's a really fast
on the
Roche
hunt.
on
Is he gonna be
fall.
able to catch out Tiddens on the low ground? Oh, this guy just assassinated in an instant, but the Ursa cleaning up, and now Radiant trying to funnel through the bottom lane, but
Such a good
this
ward for
is,
Falcons.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And Skeeter sees that the Roshan is up, so he's gonna start it. And I don't think OG is really in a position to kind of fight this. This is probably gonna be a free Roche and free Aegis for Skeeter. Maybe they're gonna try to smoke up the contest, but I think it's gonna be a little too late.
By hitting a tier 2 tower, but only snaking behind him. He's got the Stampede, which they're gonna force out. Meanwhile, Roshan will be claimed. Melred trying to deal with the backlane, going in 1v4.
He gets called.
The BKB is gonna get the call at the last second. He's got no more remnants. Melreen overplayed plays his hand and is punished.
That was,
Did he lose the gem? The gem too.
oh yeah. That was questionable. No, they still get they had a free Aegis, free Roche. There was nothing they had to do. They could have just sat back, did nothing, but instead they kind of give away free kills. I think there's been some uncharacteristic mistakes from Falcons even yesterday in the game we watched, but even in this game I think that they've kind of given up a few things that you wouldn't really expect them to.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And thankfully I think OG is really good at punishing it because they're this aggression team, because they're fast paced. Anytime that Falcons does make that little slip up, I think that OG is really good at taking it and getting more than they should out of it. And Natsumi's getting really strong. He has his BKB, he has the Ags queued. I don't know if he's gonna go the Rapier this game. I don't even know if he needs to. He's just so far ahead in terms of gold that it basically feels like you're playing versus the Rapier.
What's he carrying? He's carrying around. Oh, Overlord's a dragon who needs the jump. Skeeter finds Natsumi on the low ground. They're gonna be able to move the dragon. Pops the BKB with the force on the high ground. Can look to TP out. Think of the damage. Natsumi will live. They just get the Jarkop. They're out to safety.
And Scam too.
Scam as well. Skeeter actually jumped over towards the wrong side. So Yopaj with everything, all the crazy stuff that was going on, he got a solo kill on the Snake King down bottom. So in the end, OG get one kill, they get everyone out, and they avoid the Aegis.
That was really lucky. I think what happened, he got double forced. I think it broke the Ringmaster roll. I actually didn't know that because like you leave the area so you stop getting hypnotized. Unless I saw it wrong, but that was pretty cool if they were actually able to kind of get him out, because he definitely should have died there on Natsumi, being stuck in the river, being stuck in the Ringmaster roll before his BKB. And that's gonna be a full it's pretty much now finished for the gyrocopter of this top wave.
Who do they find? Yopaj is going to be able to run it to crit, and now Ursa's also kind of isolated. Melmaid's going to be coming through over to the right side. They're going to have to go Skeeter twice if they want to be able to get rid of the bet. It's not going to be an easy objective at all. Skeeter tries to turn with the Abyssal Blade, but Nico's going to be okay. There's the first life killed off. There's a play call. Now how do they set themselves up for the second round? But the cooldown's going to come through. And Mark will do his best to protect with the Ursa, but the card's going to be able to get him out of the danger with the call. But Nico with the call finds two, holding Melrin into place. There's no more remnants for the Ember to be able to zip away. And now Amar, you are not escaping as well. Slowed down, one spell into a second. The buyback out of crit. OG, do you respect the buyback, or do you still feel like there is an opportunity for the jump onto Amar? They will not overplay. They are happy with the lead that they've accumulated, 6,000 net worth and a buyback out of crit.
Skeeter just kind of getting caught out. I think he also uses, he like couldn't decide whether he's going to use his BKB first life or second life. So he presses the ult, but doesn't use it to fight. But then he BKBs kind of a bit too late. And
Dire's
just,
top tower is
I'm
under
getting
attack.
outpaced by OG. They're being outnumbered a lot in these fights. And Yopaj is getting really good jumps, getting always a support kill, getting a nice trade. And I think another call on a pull.
Outside the base, is there going to be any more change control? Because Amar does have the stampedes.
No way
The damage might be too quick.
Dire's top tower
Oh
is
man,
under
so
attack.
close. 350 health.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
But even so, it's 7,000 gold lead now for OG, and this was a dire Aegis that they've been losing this gold. And I think when they got that Roche, it was like a 1k lead for Falcons, if anything. And now they're down 7k gold just 3 or 4 minutes after the Roche is killed. I think a lot of it started with that Maori death on the Roche timer, and I think they haven't really been able to recover their aggression. And then now it's Skeeter getting jumped top. It's just looking really good for OG coming into this late game.
Cry about it.
How do they need to start taking team fights a little bit differently on Falcons? What do you want to see out of them?
I think Skeeter needs to be the one getting the jumps and doing the damage. A lot of the time, they're both either
Bottom, Melrian? He's under a
know if
ward
he
and they're slowing
dies.
down to him. Yeah, it's just Nico and Tim's. Do they really going to be able to kill him? Inside Flame Guard as well?
The Flame Guard
They're going to
does
send
end
all
it.
for the vision. They'll get the jump. Is the damage enough? Oh, it is.
That was perfect timing. The Flame Guard just expires. I don't know if they would have had the damage because he does have the 10 talent for the Flame Guard barrier. He probably actually is able to tank that Skyle and gets BKB off, but pretty perfect gank. Getting like the 2-man kills like that, it's so much Natsumi. Early BKB.
Amar is so insane. That's, you know how crazy that is? He just jumps in with a workhorse and Natsumi thinks that there's more heroes behind him. Just, oh my god.
I'm pretty excited. I feel Rapier coming for Natsumi this game. He has the Satanic queued up. He's gonna finish it. What's gonna stop him from going final item Rapier?
What? It looks like, yeah, we are in prime position to be able to get this gyrocopter, which, is it something you want though? 9k net worth lead? Like, what happens if he does die?
He won't die.
No?
I think he's gonna die. He's
That's confident.
been playing so good this game. I think
All
all the cores from OG have been playing pretty phenomenally this game in their own ways. I think Yopaj is very consistently getting really good jumps, specifically on supports, which is making it really hard for Falcons. I think the supports do so much damage and control that killing even one of them in the fights changes the kind of landscape with Falcon spellcasting. I think Nico has just constantly gotten calls on the cores. Like, he and Natsumi are both playing the anti-core game, whereas Yopaj is playing the anti-support game. And it's really nice that they kind of understand their roles in the fights and the team fights really well, that they're not overlapping. You don't have Yopaj jumping the cores with the team. You don't have the Axe going for the supports. You don't have Natsumi kind of just running in away from his team and not protecting. They're all doing exactly what they need to do in order to win these fights pretty easily for them, especially when a few minutes ago, sure, now they're ahead 9k gold, but before they were winning this in a pretty even game.
What an extra steroid for Yopaj now. Lincoln's, but really the important thing being the Arcane rune that he just picked up. Activate the TP down to bottom. They have a ward at the portal which saw all these TPs in. This could be dangerous here for OG. They're unaware that Falcons have the information. Skeeter gonna try and move on forward, but doesn't see the opening. They're actually gonna back away.
They don't have the Ember.
They lose that
here.
water.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
This is actually this is scary for Falcons that they're sticking around. There's no way for Malrine to get here anytime quickly. Like, the fight will be over before Malrine can show up.
Mars made the call to bait the twin gate. So they're feeling like maybe again OG are gonna do some move potentially through the portal or through the wave. Let's see if they're going to get the correct read though. Nico is going to run through the left side. Crit as well might be the first point of contact, which is not what you want from Falcon. So they get a glimpse of him, and they do. Crit's able to respond with the blink. Over towards the right side. Nico's in with the call as well. It's going to hold the Shakira in. What's being revealed? OG putting a lot of emphasis to deal with them, and they should be able to be successful at that. Meanwhile, over to the left though, they've lost the Venomance up. They've lost the Sky as well. So both teams evening the trade. The supports are gone. Natsumi's got to duck and run with the BKB.
Gyro.
Are they going to be able to stop the TP out? Looks like it should be okay. Now down to the south as 12. Natsumi at the Fiend's Gate won't be able to make it through. Controlled, killed off Falcons. 2 for 4, just losing the supports there.
Nothing touches the heart like iron.
He always all chats says every time they win a fight, late game with Centaur, he just all chats like 33 replays are available. Anyone can watch them. I mean, the fight looked good to start. Both teams basically took an even trade for the supports. That Falcons supports die, OG supports die is a 3v3. But I think that the OG got way more split up after that than Falcons did. You can see here, like, Yopaj gets a really nice jump with the axe. Maybe I think it was actually this axe jump that was a concern. Like, you're not protecting your gyro you're not playing with your supports at all. But even then, I think this is a decent position. But Natsumi just gets completely cut off from both his Axe and his Storm. And I think the second you're in that position, then you just solo die to the Ursa. You solo die to the Centaur's just damage following you.
Fallen to the Dire.
And also the other concerning thing was the Satanic for Gyro. He had 3,000 gold on top of him. Maybe if he has the Satanic there, when he gets to that like half health, they can maybe turn. But he has 40% health, having to BKB, having to run away from pretty much exclusively a Centaur going on top of him. And Amar's not stopping anytime soon.
That is not at all. Trying to force some responses out of OG. We see now Falcons finally playing with a lead. And they're going to be the ones in the aggressive. This time it's not the supports on Die getting the jumps. It's going to be them perfectly using their spells to find a kill onto Scam, who doesn't have a buyback. Meanwhile, Skeeter as well. Inside the base has been able to assassinate a secondary support, but has Skeeter gone too far? He's got the BKB in the backpack. Amar with a double. He's so OG, what have you done? All you did is get Falcons one opportunity, and that might have been one opportunity too much. The call at the front of the tier 4 tower. Amar will not respect the buybacks. Nico's going to be back involved. Skeeter doesn't get the Earthshock down to the low ground. He's playing with the BKB, but Natsumi's going to be able to kite him. Pasha's still got a little bit of amount of mana to follow, but the Glimmer Game's going to get Skeeter out, but Nico's going to find him. Cole is there with a box. Skeeter's going to do 3 minutes of a mana away. Meanwhile, Melreed's making space to the damage to go through the BKB. They do. Oh, we got out. Melreed actually lived. Meanwhile, Skeeter didn't use his time to escape though. So the Ursa's still stuck around. They'll kill the Snake King Jakiro. They're going to look to try and catch up to Skeeter, but Skeeter, he'll be able to slip out.
I think even with all the kills, I actually think that favors OG. Getting the kill on the Centaur and the Jakiro and the Aegis, even being able to defend your base, I think it did cost him a lot. It was 2 buybacks, if I'm not mistaken. Like Sky and Axe both have to use their buybacks, but it was really deep by Falcons. Like, look at Amar, he's on these tier 4s going. I think they were almost able to kite out Skeeter. Like, Falcons is individually playing it really nicely, but team wise, I feel like it was so close to them just throwing all the lead that they got back. I'll say it's thankful that Falcons was able to get out with the amount of deaths that they had.
Radiant are scanning.
But still, 6,000 gold lead. They've kind of turned back what OG had in this mid game back towards them. I also think Malrine is getting to the point that he's feeling pretty unstoppable. He's got the Ags, he has the Kaya Sange, he's going for the refresher too, so huge timing's coming out for Ember, and I think it's pretty cool how he's playing the fights. He's not necessarily going for control or like to help his team play the game. He's going into to create chaos in the backline. He's popping his Shivas, he's remnanting through the supports, he's just delaying the team, and even there, I think his idea was to remnant through the team, slow them, and then BKB TP out, which was really risky, almost died, but finding that little extra time and space maybe allowed Skeeter to survive, and if he didn't make these plays, I think that Falcons would be struggling a lot more than they were in the fight, and it's a lot of just like the vision that he's providing to his team. Even still, it is getting to that late point in the game. It's like 47 minutes in, gonna be 15 minutes. This 9,000 gold lead's not too massive, but it's a concern. I think that it's kind of showing Falcons is starting to hit their really, really big timings. They are starting to kind of tip out on the scaling, and they're not going to get too much stronger. Amar already has 6 items with the Ags eaten, going for the strength blink. So like, he's fat, Ursa's fat.
Dire are scanning.
I think the Axe in particular has fallen off very hard compared to the Centaur. He had such a good early game, was getting all the kills he needed, but I just think having to buy back there, having this like kind of not as greedy hero as Centaur has, I wouldn't say hurt. It hasn't hurt them, but he's just not going to scale as well as the Falcons lineup. And now it's kind of shifting back again. It's the Natsumi game. He's got the butterfly. He didn't go for the rapier, but he's strong. This is his timing.
They're feeling like they're going to have to do something. The play needs to be made. It's going to be smoke up from them to try and lead the base. Top's shoved out. Bottom and mid haven't dealt with the waves just yet. We'll see if Falcons are going to be able to get the read. Amar with the invis might even pop the smoke.
This is a really nice smoke timing. This is probably their biggest timing with the butterfly being purchased. Skeeter does not have an MKB, so he's not really going to be able to man fight crit, and they're going to get the crit.
They will indeed, so they're going to try and start to TP back onto Snaking, but it's just him. Somehow Snaking over to the left side as well, so they're also it's actually Melrine that they're continuing to run down. It's not going to be easy at all. Mark, can he be here? Oh, just too late on the call.
Apparently he can't. He just doesn't care. He's constantly pushing waves so aggressive every time I see him on the Centaur. He's like doing it in front of tier 2s, tier 3s. He doesn't care. His concept's either I'm just better than you and I'm going to blink out and react to your jump before you can even get it. Or if you jump me, my team's behind me and they're going to fight you. Malri now has his refresher. This is so big because he also has the buyback, meaning if you end up being lucky enough to kill him through this double BKB, through this cheese, he's gonna have a remnant drop because of the shard, being able to have 2 lives pretty much instantaneously. There's so much that OG has to fight against in this next one.
How they're going to be able to construct a team fight.
They do look at Amar.
One at that. Now trying to reveal their position. Jimmy Yobo's going to try and move on forward. They don't want to jump to your because the backline, they've got concerns about what Melrine's doing to them as well. Meanwhile, Skeeter is just assassinating the axe. Nico's gone. He doesn't have a buyback now. Natsumi's completely isolated. No BKB, no fun time for him. And Yopaj gets caught out by the ice path as well. Just a team fight where Falcons play them like a fiddle. And there's only one buyback available now. And Yopaj and Scam, that doesn't look like it's going to be enough to withstand the eventual siege from Falcons.
I mean, this is their last hurrah.
Mallory. Okay, gets stunned, but the green's gonna be there. She's given over as well. Mallory's back to full. Yopaj is doing whatever he can, but once the BKB's out, he's got to get back to base.
Radiant's bottom tower.
And there's no buys. The Gyro just bought his butterfly, so they're probably gonna no, he has no buy. And the Sky Axe had a buy last time they defended the base. Falcons know it. Probably at best it's a 3v5, but it's just 2v5, and you don't have the damage
nice save.
for him.
And Whiff as well is unfortunately going to be a bit of it for OG. At least the Ursa siege is incredibly slow, and yeah, they're actually going to go back to try and
I mean, Yopaj is
get
kind
the
of
barracks
building.
instead. He absolutely is.
Radiant's bottom barracks has fallen.
Man.
All right. I'm surprised that they defended. They actually bought themselves enough time that they have one more fight kind of left in the tank. There was a lot used, I think, specifically from the Ember, having to use a refresher that fight. But so Centaur have no cooldown, Jakiro cooldowns are all backed up. Sure, Ember's a bit weaker, but he's still got a whole team behind
Gets a
him.
call up the back of the respawns as well. To force some reactions out of Falcons, who are now down on the lookout in force. Gonna get this over the right side with the ball, 6 up to 3, Yopaj away! And they got any more falls, they don't know, no one's gonna die on Falcons, because Malrine, he's creating chaos as well. He's doing his own mid lane stuff, but he's gonna get caught. Malrine gets killed off. OG, you need to get more out of it. Can you capitalize on this opportunity to be able to punish Falcons? Skeeter zips away. But the Stampede will get to the safety. Nico, does he know where the Jakiro is? Doesn't see the TP out from Snaking. Yopaj will not have enough mana to catch up to Skeeter as well, but they will live to see another day. They hold the full set of barracks mid.
I thought it was over. I thought the game was done, but thankfully, I think Yopaj, he had no BKB for that defense when it was just him alive plus the Veno. He had no BKB, so he couldn't get caught by Jakiro Stun or Chains or a Centaur Stomp. There's so many random spells that he gets clipped by one, it's a chain stun into death, right? With no buy, because he used his buy. So super scary for him on Yopaj, able to actually hold it, using his Ags really nicely to get pulls, and then being able to defend the base. That is buying time for, now Natsumi does have the Rapier queued up. And I think there in that fight was, like, the way they played around the gyro was much better than the last few fights. They've been in a position where they're kind of chasing and gyro can't hit. I mean,
Hang on. Again, we've got to remember, like, let's not forget.
Okay, he doesn't care.
Amar actually jumping onto the gyro. He's going forward before, but Nico's going to be in with the claw. They're taking the team fight on top of the macro pyre, and that's going to be the demise of Nico.
Oh no.
They brought back onto Melrin, and they just got to get out. You're the hope of the claws making for the Amar. And Debaza stops Natsumi. The gyro will not live to see the tail. Yopaj does his zip in, but it's just... It's a little bit too... Maybe I'll cover him. Oh my god, he was so close.
And thankfully for Falcons, Roshan will be spawning just right now, like perfect timing. I think maybe that means that they won't have enough time to end the game, but I don't even know if that's the case. 60 seconds when it's a just 2v5 with Gyro doesn't buy, but I think if he has to use this buyback, that's probably game. He needs this Rapier. I also think, what is, I mean, yeah, sure.
What's going on the Centaur?
It's kind of like a funny haha, like the Centaur's just like sitting on the mid lane, like we're gonna poke him, but every time any team jumps the Amar Centaur, it ends up being bad. Why not just play it slow there? The Rosh can spawn soon. They can probably farm the Rapier before that Roshan, and then maybe you take this area around the Rosh pit, you have Rapier, Gyro, you take a good fight, but now just losing everything, losing your base, maybe getting Mega, even potentially using the Gyro buy, which is, that's your Rapier gold, is in this buyback.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I want to see Amar completely voided. Do not touch him. I do not care what he's doing. Go for anyone else. It doesn't matter.
Radiant's top tower.
He just hits 6k HP. Like, let's be real.
Kind of got to go as well. I mean, it's an awkward position, but the Giant Cop, the buyback is, respawn's about to be there, so you don't want to buy back. The tier 4 towers with the throw now being exposed. Gibby gets a jump and a quick assassination. Go 2 with the backline. Mosquito's going to be able to dip out as well. Quick snatch and grab at one of the lives. Now they're also poking as well onto Natsumi. Another tip on the backline. Yopaj again gets the triple claw with the bash. Mosquito will hold him down momentarily. There's going to be no Natsumi forward as well, but Natsumi gets caught on the left side. He's got to use his buyback instantly. Look to try and rejoin. Melrin's starting to fall low, but of course he has the ages. Yopaj is creating so much chaos, holding down the supports, almost getting snaking, but it's just not enough. The tips, I mean, a well-deserved to Yopaj. He's done such an exceptional job for them this game, but too little, too late. OG, first defeat for them in the group stages, and Falcons will continue to remain undefeated. To remain
Just a clean
undefeated.
game. I think also, I do want to shout out, just a clean game. I think also, I do want to shout out Centaur, like the Amara one specifically, but Centaur in general. I know at least at PJ Wallachia, it was crazy win rate hero. It was like most players were like 6-0, 7-0, 8-0. They just couldn't lose on the hero. And time again, I think
scales really well. Nature's
you just
being
don't
able
really
to
expect him to
if you
be that
keep control of both.
And there
your
were so many
river
times this
ancients
game
and
that
your
Amar
triangle,
positioned
being able
himself
to
perfectly in front,
Now
took the
select
damage,
your heroes.
and it's just something either maybe you have to change your playstyle when you're playing for Centaur, or just potentially even ban it, because I don't think that you're going to win games if this is what's happening.
I wonder what the comms are like, honestly, for Amar in particular, along with Falcons. Like he would be laughing so much at what's going on. With how many times are we gonna see this? It's ridiculous at this stage. What happens when they always try and kill Amar Centaur?
I also think for this matchup specifically, like Falcons versus OG, Centaur's really good versus
10
Natsumi's hero
seconds
pool.
remaining.
You think of Wind Ranger, you think of Gyro, I think are like the two main ones that I think he's been playing a
5
lot of.
seconds remaining.
Centaur's good versus both of them. It's like Centaur plus Mars are these like very anti-ranged carry heroes that Falcons loves both of them, right? Amar is one of the best Mars in the entire world. His Centaur is also looking phenomenal. Apparently he's been watching some 33 replays and just potentially not really having kind of the solutions to that. And I think Yopaj, I will say he played fantastic this game. Like he was popping off. He was single-handedly defending their base in situations that they probably should have lost, buying his time like 5 extra minutes, 6 extra minutes, but it just wasn't really enough. And I think that OG had good sparks. They had good potential. They were up 7,000, 8,000 gold versus Falcons, which is really good. But I just think that they missed the mark like once. It takes one mistake versus a team with the caliber of Falcons and everything's gone.
What do you make of for OG though in particular with what you saw from this series? Because of course this is our first series that we saw from OG. So for them heading, and again they're also qualified to group. So their first loss, they've been looking exceptional. But what are your just thoughts from seeing this team?
I do really like their fight taking. There was a bunch of times mid game where it looked a bit scary for them. But I also sometimes saw them make the same mistake, even in this game. It started here, it was what, 19 minutes in the game, they jump Centaur. And then it's like 35 minutes of the game, they jump Centaur. And then it's like 50 minutes of the
They're
game,
able to make
they
this
jump
one
Centaur.
happen because again, they could go up to 3 series wins after this one if this works out. If not, they drop the 3 and possibly drop to 9 or worse in the Swiss division.
Yeah, I gotta think Aurora has to be comfortable this one, right? Like I think there has been some necessary adjustments to their lineup, and this looks more promising compared to against Tundra. And also, not to put Nemesis down or anything, but Tundra is a little bit of a different opponent. So I think we're in for a very, very competitive game for a year. That is very important for both of these teams, like you mentioned. First blood attempt here.
30 seconds to battle.
23 has had some pretty good old chat so far.
What did he say?
How to Train Your Dragon.
Oh.
Tipped Ollie and asked if he likes Jakiro. Pretty good from him. And the smoke, that doesn't seem like they're, unless they catch the Nature's Prophet here. Nature's walking by himself down to this rune.
Yeah.
Find him, Mira. Gonna get him with the banish.
Yeah, they killed the Prophet for sure.
Oh, this. Yeah. Oh no.
Deny the bounty.
One on sides.
Almost got it.
There it is.
Speaking of that,
Only
only
over to Mira. Not the worst.
so much damage. Battlehanger plus.
Yeah.
Little shredder.
Yeah.
Minus
The
armor
thing is
on
against this
physical damage.
lineup. Yeah. You have like both Snapfire and the axe. I've played against this lane a few times, and honestly, I want to be somebody that's 3 Rop now because there's so much physical damage on the enemy side.
Gonna do the walk of
Like
shame
almost
today.
every hero that I play into this lane, I like going Wraithband.
True. Item is kind of dead ever since the nerfs to the 25 buff, right? But
Yeah.
wouldn't be terrible. You remember that game when they played against Tundra? He was actually able to find mana burn creep, and that was kind of what
Oh yeah.
led into the lane being dominant for them. If that happens again, that could potentially ruin Nemesis.
Good point. Looks like it was Joachim actually. Yeah, he blocked the enemy small. Makes sense. Wonder if Ollie's gonna get to dewarding that soon, because I think that could be a really important camp for them.
Yeah, Elder has a sentry in position for that, so he'll be able to find it right about right now.
I don't see a taser creep anywhere close.
Yeah.
Ooh, a lot of damage actually on Joachim here.
Right there from the tomato.
Mm-hmm. And this is, oh man, there's so much tech damage. Ollie's feeling pretty good right now. One of the few times that there's a axe Snapfire lane and you're actually able to trade against it. The thing is, there will be a lot of regen use from Ollie, straight up. I mean,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to burn a lot of mana to make sure that like Nightfall has a good time. You're gonna be taking a lot of the battle hungers because Axe will only ever want to press it on you since you're not CSing. So there's gonna be a lot of gold from him used in this lane.
Yeah, this Lotus fight is going to be very important for either of these sides, right? Ollie is very
yeah.
aggressive here. I'll take a maybe go for that with a cookie potentially. Right.
He's trying to get the... Oh, he didn't get the deny.
Ollie will have no resources for the Lotus now.
He might not... It might be worth it for him to genuinely die. Like, first blood is already down.
True.
It might have been worth for him to just like trade versus the Snapfire, but I don't think it's... I think it's too late now. 23's kind of owning this lane, no?
Yeah, he is. He's doing really well for himself. It's not I mean, Prophet is a very self-sustainable laner, but Warlock Prophet is not ideally like the best part in general, but I guess it shouldn't matter. Like Tide and ST, they're not that intimidating also, so should have a fairly good time. At some point, Toronto though will start taking over the lane, right? He'll have Vlad's face boots or similar, and then he will just not be bothered at all by the Prophets. But ideally, until then, 23 has found other places to be useful around the map.
Not a whole lot of mana. Still gonna try to make this happen. So far, man, this it looked like it was going to be helmed on, by the way, on Axe, so going to be going for more of a you know, lane pressure, not necessarily like farm or like hero call pressure.
Well, I like it. Just making sure you have a solid game. Pressure the tower at some point, and you know, overall feel good item right now.
Feeling good right now. We have the Ember there doing really well. Both of them are actually pretty similar in terms of CS deny. I wonder, is this lane going to be something that eventually goes more towards the Ember favor, or do you rather just maybe see some rotations from the both of them?
I mean, Ember likes to play in a bit more than the Pango, in my opinion, but it's not to a great extent, of course. I do think Pango gets... Ooh, nice kill. Nice Lotus, actually.
No.
23 shows up as well. I don't think they can get a kill. Yeah, that's a bit awkward.
He just lost a lot of HP, and then he TP'd back. He's got to be a little careful, actually, because he was taking the wave as he was TPing out.
That's very awkward, yeah, indeed. The Jabs, he's chilling. That's the main thing for them right now. Or is he?
It's more than awkward. Bot side.
Very dead here.
Looks like they're going to trade some kills away then. They do get the kill on 23. Jabs goes down. Overall, Toronto Tokyo can't be too upset about the whole thing, but yeah, I mean,
right now. That's no TP for 23 right now on the Prophet, so he's doing the walk of shame on H Prophet, which is like,
horrible.
It's horrible, like, yeah.
This almost never happens where you're walking to the nation.
One of the strengths of the hero.
Oh man, and now it looks like another good rotation out from Mira here. Gonna find him. Ollie feels like he's got so much to play with right now.
Definitely looking good for Aurora with the start. Everything going to plan right now. Analog is gonna get a kill on Mikoto in trouble. It's painful if he dies.
Now he goes down to 23.
But that's like big. That's all 3 of recourse, -5 in the mid lane, so it's quite the reaction from Nemesis.
If he had his TP up and went to the bot lane, he wouldn't have actually gotten that kill.
That is true, yeah.
It's the walk of shame that actually enabled the kill.
It's true. Sometimes the walk of shame is exactly what you need in life.
Amen. Amen.
There you go. Tower dive.
They're really trying to be aggressive.
This Helm of Iron Will doesn't help you against all this magic damage. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. It's a purge creep actually from Nightfall that he has.
Okay, that's very strong against Battle Hunger and Fatal Bomb.
Yep. A lot more mana though. It's 120. I think the taser creep is like 45 or something. It's very little.
Dire structures are fortified.
Oh, there it is.
They're going for this
Radiant
wisdom
are
attempt.
scanning.
Code is showing.
50 mana. Holy moly.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Good way to pass the time.
Analog
I've
not
seen
easy
this
here,
move
is there?
before.
Yeah, Analog is coming over though, so this is gonna be 5v4 here right now.
Oh yeah, and Narman, I think he's gonna be the first one to go down here. They're also gonna lose jabs, so far, kills going in favor of Aurora. Still trying to fight on this Wisdom. Ollie finally goes down here. So does Mira, but with both supports gone, you still end up losing your axe. The Wisdom rune. Who ended up getting custody of the Wisdom? It was Toronto Tokyo.
Yeah, there.
Oh, wait, he wasn't there. Makoto.
Another swap here, so does he have it? Yeah.
There it is. Killing spree right now for Analog. So a lot of good gold for him, but again, the supports on Nemesis, they're gonna hurt.
Yeah, only level 3 on Jokam on the Snapfire, level 5 on Warlock already, so he will have a golem actually, so not the end of the world, but Jokam will definitely need to find a way to get into this game. Sitting at level 3, minutes 7.5, definitely not ideal.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
This is a really big one for 23. I feel like his TPs and for kills have been like very profitable for him. And, oh well, okay. I'm sorry, buddy. I didn't mean to say something cool, good about you. That'd be my bad. They also lose Narman, so that was with the Rock.
Yeah, I mean, this is the downside of moving this much on the Prophet, right? Like, you're leaving this tide to be almost uncontested, so now he's going to be like 2 lows ahead of you. And
yeah,
it might get to a point where it's hard for you to actually return to the bottom lane at all, like we see here. And that's when you're playing Prophet 4, like, you want to snowball everything. You don't want to sacrifice any single lane. You want to be everywhere. And yeah,
oh,
they're starting to bleed here a bit.
Here. They're gonna sacrifice jabs out for a second, and then bottom. No, wait, is this a replay? You mean to tell me they dove this nature's Prophet again? 23 is the most calm attack here.
Even without a Ravage, you know?
Radiant's bottom tower is
Hasn't get the
under
panic on
attack.
Toronto either, so it's not looking really good for Aurora right now.
Yeah, I mean 23. You know he's, I don't know, that's a fist through wall moment.
Yeah.
You like get dove twice in a row on the same lane. And your team, like, I don't think there's anything super wrong. Like, they used Doom, they killed the axe on the other side, so it's not like he had an opportunity to come to you and help out.
Yeah.
Like, they just seem to be everywhere right now in Aurora.
I mean, Analog showed up, right? They used a rock, there was no Ravage used, and then Norman, you can't expect him to do much, right? He's living at level 4, I know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, this game is... Yeah, this is not a lineup you recover on, like, with Nemesis, right? Like, yeah.
Yeah, I guess not. Like, the support scaling, I think, does kind of go to Aurora, which is wild to say with, like, a Snapfire that usually does a lot of damage, and then Warlock with double rock. Wow,
He died fast.
4 kill streak.
Spirit Vessel up now, that's gonna... Yeah, that Spirit Vessel is really strong. Being able to kill anybody with that. And your max chain, I really like that Embers are doing this nowadays to max the chain. Super good spell.
Yeah.
Don't need to play around the slide. It's like
Radiant's middle tower
Flame Guard
is
Theory
under
chain is way
attack.
better, so yeah. I don't think they have any solutions coming for Mikoto on December either. Like, there's really no good lockdown. Axe will not have a Tiger anytime soon. Game start for the diffusion on the Tiger layer.
Yeah. No, please don't kill this guy again.
They're moving over right now, but he
I know.
he should have some idea here.
I don't know.
Peeking out right now.
I don't think he has vision of him yet. Okay, yeah.
Oh yeah, he did see them with the creeps there. Surprised Toronto actually let him get away there.
Radiant's bottom tower is
I was
under
just
attack.
gonna be like,
I know, right? Like, I thought the Ravage was coming.
yeah. Nightfall is here too.
Radiant
Interesting.
structures are fortified. Radiant's bottom
I mean, this is a
tower
little bit
under
of what you
attack.
asked for, right? It's like, look, don't put anything to chance.
Yeah,
Make some more of these portal rotations, and that, even though it doesn't feel like the greatest time, that is what they're doing.
Yeah, but it's kind of weird though that Toronto leaves and Nightfall ends up sticking around to finish the tower.
Radiant's bottom
You know, yeah, sure. I'm with you on that. Like, just make sure the tower dies, and then you can keep progressing the game.
Dire are
Especially
scattered.
because like so much of Dota 2 right now, whenever there's a tower being pushed on the tier 1 side lane, the other one, it's almost like equal and opposite reaction. You know, we're getting some lots of physics in here. There is going to be another one pushed. So either you can help out and kill the tower that's being killed by your team, or you can stay around and hope that you don't get ganked by 4 heroes trying to kill your tower instead.
Yeah.
Often it's good, wise to move no matter what.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
That's your diffusal finish. That's gonna potentially help you deal with this Ember and the Tide.
Yeah, it's a pretty huge pressure item right now.
Yeah, it's kind of
Good, you know, they're kind of down. Yeah, I think they really need this. It is going on analog.
That's like great.
Gonna drop him out with the rock. Yeah, the rock is really nice. They need some extra damage though. Beta Bond's gonna connect on to both of them. You don't have a dispel, but you need to get more damage down on him only because he only has so many points in the slide. Yeah, he's not able to get away from this one. And now Mira, he'll TP away fine, but analog getting the kill he really wanted. Oh yeah, dude, you can out of this one, the Doom. It could be too much. Trying to put him away. You need to slow up the damage, but here's the Ravage in from Toronto, Tokyo. This isn't just an escape anymore. This is see how many we can kill. Narman falls as well. Ice Bat connecting on Dokkan. He wants to get the kill on Ollie, but the damage, it's not there. They're going to lose 3 on Nemesis. Aurora, they take a beautiful fight under their tower.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit of an overextension in the beginning there. The cookie was a super nice save on analog on this Pago initially. But then Nemesis, they overextend a bit and just... Yeah, we're going to see here. See, the cookie completely saves in there. He was going to get Ice Path as well if there wasn't for the cookie and the rock there. And then that's Mikoto's life. And unfortunately for Nemesis, after this debate, they end up overextending into Nightfall TP and Toronto TP, and yeah, you see how easy it is for them to connect when they have all these objectives alive. Just TP into this epic Ravage. You don't even need a dagger. And
no, not at all. Yeah. This is, you know, we've seen this a lot, right? You do a really good job, you take a good fight, and then you walk up a high ground with no vision, right? You gotta stop that.
Toronto almost level 12 on this Tide, which is the best we've seen out of him in all the games we've covered, I think.
Looks like Aurora once again trying to steal this rune. They could get 2 wisdoms again.
I want to fight this on him.
Yeah, looks like there's... Ollie, I mean, there's a lot of danger now. Went deep for this wisdom and analog. He's gonna get a kill. If they can get 2 or 3 kills, it's almost like you got yourself a wisdom rune. Makoto in a bit of danger here. He's able to get the swan or get the call, and now Mira, yeah, he's the one in danger. Analog with the double kill. They're still chasing after Makoto. He already used his light. He's only got 1 point in it, man. This spell is not gonna last forever. They catch him out using the coil blade, trying to get away, but the damage it's there. 23. It's 3 gone, and they lose the wisdom rune. Who cares, man? Kills are kills, and he gets his own. Wait. Did he actually?
No, not Nightfall took it already. But yeah.
Okay.
Still really good kills though. Like a bit of aggressive there for Aurora, you'd have to imagine, right? You don't want to lose Mikoto for this wisdom. I don't think it's worth it.
Yeah, I think this is too many kills to bleed afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, especially the kill on Mikoto, I think is the big one. Slows him down so much.
Yeah, he's been dominated in a lot of these games when it comes to like their early pressure. We've seen Nightfall get involved a lot more as well in this one, but yeah, definitely taking Mikoto out feels good.
Definitely a lot of vote for
slight, you know, if you CD.
It's true, but he would have killed a lot of these heroes earlier, potentially. So
that's fair. That's totally fair.
Well, they have a pipe finish now in Toronto, so I would imagine them looking to do something together as 4 at least next time.
Yeah. And the gold lead is kind of stifled out, and a lot of that is, you know, thanks to the Nature's Prophet still being able to farm up everywhere, and 23 getting that kill on the Ember as well. This isn't even with Mjolnir. Like, this is still just straight up the Maelstrom, so Mjolnir coming very, very soon. That'll make things even better.
In a moment here. That will amplify their damage so much.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like the really built on Mikoto, by the way. Travels right now, so...
Oh my god, yeah. He's trying to be everywhere.
But he's about to be the lowest farm core almost after having such an amazing start.
Looks like Toronto Tokyo, man. He's really looking. They're diving. They're not diving, I guess, but he's looking very far to find whoever is farming these camps.
Never refuse good bounty.
Man, 23 is being very careful with where he's farming. He has not TP'd the triangle yet to take these ancients. I wonder if he's leaving them for someone, or maybe he's waiting for the stack, but I think he could have already just taken them. Uh-oh, analog. Ravage gonna connect here. That's way too much damage for you to handle here, and there it is. Use the Purge and the Ravage, but I think they're very keen on making sure that he's not able to create any map pressure.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good kill. I think it's also, you know, at a pretty good timing. If this was like 1930 right before the storm, I think it's a bigger deal. But right now, it shouldn't mean that Aurora, or sorry, Nemesis is able to get a significant advantage out of it. Actually, in fact, properties about to die here. Yeah, he's super
Doom connecting, yeah, and oh my lord.
Can they get?
We'll see if they're able to get a kill here. Cookie connecting. The creeps haven't been right-clicking jabs yet, so he wasn't able to spin.
Yeah, that was a huge overlap on the.
Yeah,
I guess it's only one call, but still, there was a chance.
I really feel like this all started honestly from not farming in the triangle there on the natures. Like you got to keep hitting ancients. That's where the majority of your gold is coming from, anyways.
Yeah, it's true.
I think this wave pales in comparison.
No, so much chain feeding here potentially. There's no Ravage here.
Possibly.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
That is coming. Okay. Wait. All right. Nice job holding off on the call as well. Waiting for the next bounce to come through. And now, yeah, Mira, he's in trouble. Really well done. And they're sitting right in front of the Roche pit. Now 23 is coming in. I love this. This could be Roche.
I don't think this is what you envisioned when you went for that Pango kill earlier. Like, okay, guys, we're going to kill this Pango. And then we're going to everybody follow the Warlock. Until they have to respond. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like they was so honest there to force a fight after you kill this angle with your Ravage. Like there's no way that Nemesis can do this unless you feed them without cooldowns.
Despite being very farmed on Nightfall, I mean, this is the gold, you know, or this is the Doom Endeavor. You're gonna have so much gold on you, and some of it is cool, some of it's a little bit more of it matters, right? It's not quite the same Doom that we saw before where like these items generally don't matter. Now that you're able to get rid of the Midas at any point for full gold, basically, like his net worth still matters.
Yeah, he's really strong right now, but there will come to a point where there is a lot of utility on your teammates, right? Like you're gonna have Glimmers and Force Staffs and Hurricane Pikes and Aegises, right? Analog has now. That's the things that Doom struggles with. So it is important that you hit your timings hard when you're playing this carry Doom. And yeah, he's had his radiance for a while now. He was able to kill this Prophet, but then if your team makes a significant mistake going for this, you know, throwy attempt in the river, giving the enemy team a Roshan, then yeah, it's gonna be harder for you to carry the game as a Doom. See if there's an attempt on this storm or not. Yeah, they have a pipe ready and Aegis, so I think that Nemesis, they are definitely keen to take this fight, even into Ravage.
Find the axe first, Analog is able to get the roll off. The Ice Path doesn't connect on him. Chrono Tokyo trying to aggress on Jazz here. They've kept this axe at bay. Do they get the kill on him as well? He's trying to get out of this one. The Cookie will connect. He's on out, especially with the Glimmer Cape. You didn't kill him, and now you're going to be in a bit of danger. Analog with a double kill already. The supports are fading away. Now it's time to turn around, see if you can actually get these core kills. Makoto, he's going to snipe and get his own 23. Sitting in the river, a bit of a disaster position for him if it turns, but no. They're just going to turn on Toronto Tokyo now to TP out there from the Ember, and it's can you actually get the kill on this Tide? He has no Ravage any longer. Analog taking his mana. It'll take a while, but I think they should pick this one up.
He just stopped his dagger. Yeah, they're going to be able to. I mean, they tried to go for this axe, but he's incredibly tanky. He has a pipe, he's got a solar and a glimmer protecting him from the supports. The only real way they would have been able to kill him would have been with the Doom. Ravage was not going to be enough. Let's see here. Yeah. I mean, Nightfall is very far from the attempt, right? So there's no way you were going to be able to kill this axe. He gets Cookied here.
Analog there, man.
Okay, they thought he was going to survive without killing actually, but Cookied and Glimmered, and then obviously they can't do anything about Analog, right? He's rolling in on top of them with an Aegis, so you can't really do much about that. Nightfall
see those furious pings. Yeah. They're like all pinning Analog on the back line, like, please, for the love of God, help us out.
Is under attack.
Yeah, I mean, a bit out of sync there, right? Like Toronto and Nightfall, they need to connect to each other in these fights. Like they need to actually be on top of each other so they can he can afford to or be able to do damage on the Ravage target.
Now I think that BKBs matter a whole lot more to Nemesis than they do for Aurora. Knowing that like you can kind of just BKB walk away from the Doom now, and you have BKB for the Ravage and BKB for pretty much all the damage from the Jakiro as well. Like this is pretty important. So now Nature's Prophet. Oh no, he's going for a Hurricane Pike instead. I understand the Dragonlance. I think the Hurricane Pike might be a bit.
Okay, I guess he can still change his mind either way. Bit of
I hope he does.
going on.
I really hope he does. Yeah. I really hope that was like, hey, I accidentally bought this fluffy hat, like match mine, and like this is okay. Yeah, he actually, you can see him up. He queued up the Ogre Axe and the BKB recipe. Thank God, 23. Yeah, that's what I want to see.
Dire's middle tower has been denied.
All ready for
BKB's genuinely changed so much of this game.
Yeah, the Hurricane Pike will be nice. He definitely wants both. Like Hurricane Pike, you can use it against the Purge, and Unlock's gonna take this. You don't want to take Spike here.
Vanish in the air. Yeah, this is done.
It's gonna be problematic for Aurora if they keep losing momentum here, because whenever Nemesis decides to go for objective, you don't really have an option to try to split push, like, because your tower damage is way too low on the course. So you will be you will be stuck in a spot where you kind of have to be fighting them if you want to, you know, something. But yeah, that requires you to be strong enough to be able to fight them initially.
Radiant are scanning.
You're just gonna get reclaimed here soon on analog. The power play for the Aegis, I love that. By the way, I love the Aegis power play. 6K gold going the way of Nemesis. Feels like they definitely made the most of it. And now since they've used the whole duration of it, right, without actually losing the Aegis, it's only another, 3 to 6 minutes before it could be up again for them.
Yeah. And if you think about how it started, how they got there, just like they were losing heroes everywhere, right? Like Nightfall was diving this to bottom, killing the Prophet, and one bad decision from Aurora leads to this Aegis, and then ultimately the Tormentor as well, or Nemesis. So tough, but now the BKB is up as well. That you requested for 23.
Yeah.
Even without 2 Aegis, you're looking pretty strong.
Definitely. I think it just completed, so he's in a good spot now. They're smoked up on Aurora. They might win down first. Don't make the same mistake. Drop the whole thing. Kitchen sink, toss it at him. You don't want to let this guy live. They're probably going to BKB, but the call is out. You didn't toss the Doom on him. Will you regret it? It looks like he's using the Essence Ring to heal up, but he just barely goes down now at the end. So they still have the Doom available. Well calculated by Aurora.
Yeah, 1 versus 5. Then you don't need to catch the Doom. So good job. They get a nice kill, but this will not lead to an objective. Like, I can almost guarantee it. Like, they will not even touch a tower with their lineup at this point. So as soon as Nemesis are ready, like, there's no BKB on Nightfall now, then you can go. Yeah, they're actually responding now with Unlock. They're gonna go with this. The supports are...
There he is. The Ravage is going to connect. This is the Ravage that's attempting to stop the Snapfire, and that was really well done from Toronto Tokyo. And then he gets the hit. Oh my goodness, he puts the spin on him. Analog, yeah, he's not able to chase any longer. This could be a re-engage actually from Aurora. They have the Doom available still. Nightfall, he's trying to deal with the Golem first. I feel maybe it's Nature's Prophet saying, look, I don't want to be there. We've lost enough. Just come on, get out of there. And I think that's the right call.
Yeah, that's a very awkward fight overall, right? Like, they don't even get this Warlock with the Ravage being spent. Understandably, they need to play it kind of passive on Aurora, right? They don't have BKB on Nightfall, so if he gets caught there, then that's probably fight over for him. So overall, I like the fact that Aurora, they're taking charge of the game. They're not just letting it... They need to be using their cooldowns non-stop in this one.
Yeah. All the time. All the time. Never let up.
Yep.
There it is. Already gonna get the Lotus Orb here soon. I mean, what is the rest of the item book? I actually do like the fact that he's just kind of like, look, they're going on me. It's gonna happen. I got to be a frontline for my team, and I actually don't think he has as much of an option to like counter initiate right now. Maybe later in the game, so not right now.
Radiant's middle
you.
Lotus is
Probably-
really good, you
under
think,
attack.
or do they need to be other things?
No, I love the Lotus. I think it's really good against the Doom, the Ember, the Dekiro,
Okay.
honestly, everything. I think after this, you can go for BKB Blink, probably.
Okay.
Like the BKB, just so you can be able to cast spells in fights, right? Like be able to get taunts off, etc. But and the Blink, same story.
I was
Radiant's top
Yeah.
tower
kind of thinking the
under
Blink
attack.
or the BKB now, just because like I think that's kind of what's being an issue. You're also able to run away at least from
Radiant's
the
top
dead in the
tower
water,
has fallen.
Yeah.
and you know, get you back for your team to hit it.
Yeah, I think BKB now sounds good as well after the Lotus. But yeah,
I guess after the, I mean, obviously that's not going to change, but I really want BKBs. I'm looking at this Aurora lineup and I'm like, Lord, you get a BKB against these guys and they have a much harder time killing you guys.
yeah. I mean, the BKB feels really good here. Sure.
I don't know. He's going to go for the Aghanim Scepter, so he's really like a lot of utility. Actually, both of these like typically Blink Initiator offlaners, they're both doing as much like Aura and like kind of backline skate almost. They're just wanting to try to like poke and poke and poke and really find the right fight for themselves.
I mean, this Ags on Tide as well helps you with the wave clear, and it gives you somewhat vision, right? So you can just catch people around, or gash in fog, etc. Whereas that's not an option before you have it, obviously. Armon in trouble here.
They find the Warlock. One of the worst ones to find here because, yeah, Snapfire has to get close to hit this thing. It leaves a pretty good Ravage if he wants it. It is going to kill Narman, connect on 3. But now you got to run out of the Nemesis side of the base. Going to get called up and killed now in Toronto, Tokyo after the buyback as well. And the Warlock, they're going to find Mira sitting in the globs there for the Snapfire, trying to hide in the trees. But Analog, you can't hide from him. He gets the kill. They're sitting right outside of the Roach Pit as it respawns in just 10 seconds.
Yeah, let's see, it's a pretty good find from Toronto, but ideally this is your Ember getting this find, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's actually like 23 is just
there.
yeah. Oh, really nice Hurricane Pike by the way from 23 on the Harpoon from Nightfall actually.
Yeah.
It's just like when 23 is already hitting you for that long, that's in the end what helps you get this Tide kill. And if that's your Ember initiating this, that's another story. I wonder if they're gonna go
Yeah,
for Roche now with no Ravage.
He was down bottom. Like Ember wasn't even around. I have to imagine.
Yeah.
Like I didn't see what item was finished, but maybe he was finishing the Shivas or something, and it was just got to be like, look, I don't want to fight. I have 300 more gold. There's no reason for us to fight right now.
Yeah, I guess so. But then you would have to think like, why are we going in with the Tide? Seems a bit right?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. This is another one of those things where like sometimes it feels with Aurora like the communication is just a little bit lacking.
Yeah. Overall, they still get a buyback out of the Warlock, so that's something. And no Roshan was taken based on this fight, so pretty much game state unchanged overall. It's time for the buyback cooldown. There will still be a Ravage available for the next Roshan. I don't think anybody will attempt it just yet. And Aurora, they decide to go for smoke without their Tide right now and without the Ravage.
Dire are scanning.
But Roshan is about to start.
Okay, he's TPing it. It's an out. Oh, Analog. Looking for somebody here. Does find the shouting. I don't think you're allowed to stay here. Analog.
Yeah, no way, no way.
Pull it back. Pull it back.
Doom not gonna
He tries to get the Hurricane Pike away, but now he's turning to fight Nightfall. Doomed up. He didn't care, and now they're gonna get their the globs. They might actually take down Nightfall. 50% magic resist. Now 0. The globs, are they enough? Jokum, did he follow him? No. I think he's actually gonna get away from this one now. They've already lost Analog. They weren't able to recoup their own mid laner kill, and now the rest of the team has to run away from this one, especially Roshan already dipped away. I think Jokum could still fall here though. Okay.
But if he's coming.
Or DK and less. Is Ravage now available on Tide? I don't think they know that he's in the pit, but there's no reason to risk it.
Yeah, very nice pace from Mikoto there. It turns out to be a very awkward role for Analog. He's overextending, ends up dying. Even though they get the Doom onto 23 on this Prophet, he kind of just mans up with his 9-second BKB and is able to almost kill Nightfall there. You know, if there was the globs, if he had 1 or 2 more, then Nightfall surely would have been taken down after the disruption here.
Middle tower is under attack.
Huge disruption. Huge disruption.
Yeah. Oh, it's very close that Nightfall dies here.
Yeah, I'm very surprised. I feel like one more blob, right?
Yeah, not sure one more.
this was an interesting turnaround because there was like he was just sitting in the Roche pit here, Toronto, Tokyo. So
He's faking
if
about
they
it.
chased too far, there was going to be a really weird ravage coming from that Roshan pit.
So Aegis was
Dire's
claimed by
top tower
Nightfall
is
actually,
under attack.
and now he's transitioning into the AC, which that will help them a lot in terms of tower taking. And I think
This is the exact opposite of you wanted, right? As Nemesis, like you drafted part of this lineup to take Roche and make sure that you could get doomed.
Yeah.
Now you've given it over to Nightfall. This is a much harder game to play.
It is true, yeah.
Almighty money.
Nice deny by jabs on the arcane room. Surely you have to have some objectives in mind right now if you're Aurora.
It's got to be tier 2s, right? Just run
Yeah.
across the map.
Mine.
And they're in a good spot. Maybe, I don't know. I could see a world where they want to wait maybe for the AC, but I don't think they have to.
I don't think you have to either. You can sell the Midas even if you want and buy it back later, right?
Oh no, none. That's a big one. Armin, he's very close to being actually able to afford this Lotus Orb, so now he's put it on another 2-minute timer.
Yeah. I don't like the hesitation from Aurora. Why not just go hit his towers right now?
Yeah, you're offering a lot of time for these guys to keep cutting waves, right? Like,
Yeah.
The hot wave is going to be a big one past the river. I think the mid wave is also going to eclipse the river soon, so yeah, makes it a lot easier for Nemesis to get their farm as they kite out the Aegis.
Unless you're
a waver in between a 2 and 3k net worth lead.
unless you're like not confident enough in your team fight without or with the Aegis, but I feel like you definitely should be at this point if you're Aurora.
Oh, they're trying to smoke on this Sapphire. Really good glimmer.
The thing is, like, if you don't hit
have made
towers in
this-
Dota when you have advantage, it's like it makes it so much harder.
When
to
do
get
you?
kills? Because like
Yeah, I agree.
I had this situation on a lot of my teams when I played. Like,
Radiant's top tower
of course
is
we're like,
under
but we have to
attack.
kill them, and I'm like playing a Lion or a Nyx or something, and then like, well, if you want them to die, go hit a tower, so they're forced to show on the map. Like,
Yeah.
either they defend the tower you're hitting. Oh, here we go.
Dire's bottom tower
You're fine.
The force tap! The force tap call! They get it! Even though the calling blade was off jabs, it's okay, buddy. You got the kill at the end.
Holy shit! What a play, actually.
Dude, the leading stun for call. Warlock dropping rock. And now, brother, are you allowed to channel this?
We're getting so outplayed on map on Aurora right now, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
part of it is the map pressure, and like I said, like when you're hitting towers, enemies, they have two options, right? Either they come defend it, and then you have a fight, and then like, okay, oh, it was not forced up there again. That's nice. Okay, so hit the towers. Enemies, they either come defend, and that's your fight. Like, if you wanted to kill them, that's your opportunity, right? The other thing the enemies can do is that they try to split push and like try to get some trade in terms of objective damage on your other tier 2s. Or the third option is they do nothing, and that's a win for you. So all these two scenarios are good for you, provided you do the first step, which is actually hitting the towers.
Hit the tower.
Like
It all starts there.
if the enemies do nothing, and then you just get free tier 2s, you should feel like you're winning the game at that point. If you don't feel like you're winning the game at that point, that's a mindset problem. So,
Ooh.
you know what I mean? You know what I mean? So like, the sooner you start hitting towers, the easier it's going to be for your Tide, your SD Ember to get kills. And it's important that everyone on your team understands this. It's like, you need to make sure that the guy that is supposed to hit the tower feels comfortable hitting the tower, and that can come from having backup or whatever. And the other thing is, then you gotta be ready for step 2. But it comes in layers, and you need to do many steps properly. And right now
But it starts with hitting towers.
yeah, they were very slow with hitting the towers, and then Mikoto ends up doing his random feed, and that turns into a tower. But it can be much cleaner if they're more in sync. Is the point I'm trying to make.
Absolutely. And now, because they weren't in sync, right? Like, we've gone through the Aegis power play. You've given another 6,000 gold over to Nemesis. This is the gold they actually got on their own power play for the Aegis. And yeah, it feels like a lot has gone to waste.
Yeah. it doesn't feel like Aurora are getting manipulated around the map at all when they just was happening. To be fair, there is a goal lead for Nemesis, so it's not like there's a major lead for Aurora, but it's kind of highlighting the issue I mentioned with their strategy earlier, where I feel like it's very hard for Aurora to take objectives. I feel like you have to take the chances when you get them, and that's probably your Aegis or you know, significant hero kills.
Radiant are scanning.
You have the Lotus Orb now on Warlock. He's got a lot of good buffs to give his teammates, man. Yeah. Especially, you know, into a Shadow Demon. I'm a little surprised he actually did this.
Yeah, triple Lotus Orb right now. Jokem, Norman, and Jabs all have one of their own.
Oh God.
So it will be tough to cast Doom, and you know. This is another problem with Doom carry in a way, and also why I think Doom offlane has fallen off a bit. Like it is freaking hard to play Doom against all these Lincolns, Force Staff, Glimmers, Lotus Orb. He gets out itemized, and it's kind of when the hero looked the best, it wasn't really the case. Like, didn't feel like you could itemize against it out of time, but nowadays it just feels like you kind of get outskilled late game, and that's a problem if you're a Doom. Like the hero is supposed to be the king of late game.
I think you have to gauge, like, what is your impact whenever you Strength Link and then Infernal Blade with the Shivas, you know? Like, how much damage have you done to someone there? Because if you get somebody to, like, half HP there, your team should be able to, like, clean up. You're able to get solo pickoffs, right? But if you're not even into that position, like, it feels like we're trying to right-click, you know, on Doom?
Yeah.
Trying to sustain
that's a nice roll, by the way.
It's going to connect once again. No, actually, it didn't connect on Tokyo. I think they need to come back at him. Yeah, and he's broken up now. He's not going to get purged if he gets locked down here. He will. Not going to get another kill. He's on Nightfall. He's here, but he dooms himself thanks to the Lotus Orb. Now they have to try to get this Nature's Prophet away. You need to get a little bit more extra damage in, and the Roots. Mikoto, you're lucky that he was around because he will help Nightfall at least get that return kill, but now with the call, he's got to get out of here somehow, some way. He'll remnant once, but that's the only remnant he has left, and this gem is going to go back in favor of Nemesis. They're going to be able to collect it. They collect themselves 4 kills, and they may run back up this high ground again.
Yeah, how did they break the tide? Oh, the Silver Edge. I see, okay.
Silver, yeah.
Yeah, so Toronto, like, I thought that was going to be a good fight for sure. They used so much to kill this Jakiri, right? They rolled the Snap ulti, the Golem, but then they get the break onto Tide with the call from Jabs. And then it's hard to win a fight if your Jakiri on your Tide is not casting any abilities, of course. But really well done by Nemesis, honestly. I did not expect them to break the Tide like that and just kill him.
And it was an amp damage rune that was like literally spawned right before this fight happened for Nature's Prophet. So he just, you know, picks it up and starts beating with it.
I mean, it can't be much more fortunate than that, I guess.
No, you really can't.
Well, 10k gold lead for them. They are not going for any towers, which...
Dire's structures are fortified.
Yeah. Probably could have taken this tier 2 with the heroes that they have remaining, but, you know... They wanna.
Yeah, I think that reflects just as poorly as the last time that Aurora had Aegis and not hitting it. Like, you had a really good fight right outside the tower. There's a Nature's Prophet who, yeah, he died, but I feel like Analog to be scared to hit that tower is a little surprising to me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. These towers are way more important than you might think. Like, they changed the game drastically. Like, how you can smoke, how you can maneuver, how buybacks matter, and everything is connected to towers in Dota. Honestly.
What is the next item then? Because it's clearly like Doom. He's got Satanic. He's got AC. He's clearly going for a right click kind of build. They're gonna try to find a hero here. Toronto, Tokyo.
Need some time on Nemesis. There's no bottom for 20.
Yeah, they're pushing the envelope here. Roll through. Analog, he's once again found the backline, but he needs to escape back to his team as the roll ends.
Yeah. Good idea to disengage there. Don't force the fight without your golem. So. Not much gonna happen, and yeah, good choice by Nemesis.
Amazing what you found laying around.
Stagnated a little bit. We have the Roshan. It's up now. I do wonder if Aurora can put up a good fight against the Roshan if Nemesis try for it here.
Yeah, I mean, Aurora, they're not weak. They just need a way to find initiation somehow. And it's probably gonna have to come from the Ravage. Like, I don't think Nightfall can do it. They're just gonna BKB and get outright with all their Lotuses, 4 staffs, Glimmers.
Radiant
That's pretty confirmed Tokyo now.
Yeah. The other way you can do it is Mikoto just goes in and keeps vision on everything, tries to force some BKBs, but I have to think they are able to protect themselves against him. Yeah, he's got a buyback.
Yeah, this is one of their Lotuses orbs that is down now, but Jazz is able to get a call. It's only on the front of Tokyo though. But you can try to break him, but he wants to run away. Somehow he is dead in the water himself. But the Doom now, it's again on a Lotus. Nightfall, have you learned nothing from last fight? He's gonna get himself doomed up, and now Toronto Tokyo still trying to get something out of this fight. He does kill 23. He's trying to help out Mikoto, but the damage isn't enough. No. They'll get away at least on the Ember. Now Toronto Tokyo needing to find himself away. It's a beautiful ice path with the call. Jabs will not let this Tide Hunter leave. It seems with he's nullified, he will go down. And Jokum, after the buyback, going to continue the pressure. He could find Ollie.
If they get him, he doesn't have buyback on Ollie.
Dire's top tower.
I mean, I Jazz is some odds.
Okay, buyback on time.
This is a big dive. Oh, Analog. This is a lot. They're going to leave once again. It's the double dead in the water.
Let's go.
Oh boy, here it comes, 23!
Double buyback.
Taunting him! Oh no! The double dieback Aurora, they don't have many people left anymore. They kill the Shadow Demon as well. Analog, have they done it? This dive was crazy. He keeps the pressure going! The call onto the high ground. Makoto, he's gonna get banished up thanks to the buyback from Mira, trying to help him out here, but the banish, it's not enough! They get another kill! Only one left in Aurora. They have to sit and watch and hope the Nemesis don't take their base.
There's no buyback on anybody, but the same is true for 23. He needs to be able to do a lot here. Like, at least he needs to get the Rax or the Roshan for sure. But this was initially a good fight for Aurora, right? But then with the buyback on 23, he's able to get all those diebacks out. Yeah, I mean, Nightfall, he ends up trading his life here for 23, but seems like it's okay, right? Mikoto's still alive and fighting.
Beautiful Ravage.
Yeah. Mikoto, very nice getaway there.
You can see how confident they feel, man, to like continue this fight the whole way. Yeah. Like, after killing Tide Hunter and you're still like diving under this tower, knowing that the buybacks could be coming. Makoto dancing in the trees as well. But, like, these Lotus Swords, man, like, I didn't realize just how much they're effective.
They just take away that everything that Ember is doing, everything Jakira is doing, really. So yeah, if your spell stays working, then it's a problem, right?
Even the dead in the water.
Yeah.
Like, this Tide Hunter genuinely is being super effective by it.
Yeah. Oh, they did take down the Roshan, and now they're going for the Millirax. They have another 20 seconds. It's actually teeping over the Aghanim's Microfire. Okay, so that's gotta feel pretty good. Even with the buyback on 23, like, you're getting a set of racks and Aegis, that's completely worth, not 22k gold leads, so they are gonna be able to get the last tier 2s also presumably with this Aegis. I don't think Aurora wants to be fighting those tier 2s without any buybacks.
Dire's top tower.
How are we doing that? I feel like I have a right-click build on Nightfall, and honestly, that should be something, right? Like, that should be a way that you're able to play without your Doom, but so often, you know, he's got a Satanic and he's not able to use it.
Yeah. No, for sure. Like, it's not an ideal Satanic here, right? Like, his attack speed is very slow, his damage is alright, but
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
it's just very slow. He has a crit, to be fair, but I don't know. Just seem like, yeah, if this was like you sitting at 20k goal lead, I can get it. Like, this Doom might work like this, but I don't think you're supposed to be playing an even game at all.
Yeah, definitely not this game. Yeah, they're trying to find this Ember Spirit. Kodo, I think they have a good idea of where he is now.
Yeah, I don't think they...
Okay. Take it away.
The Axe connected. He has a Refresher on jabs, by the way. So, and the AoE called Talent, so...
Forward.
They're always going to be able to kill Toronto in a call if he's not careful with the BQE.
Dire are scanning.
I don't see how you live through that. You know, like, it's not even like the break really matters once he's called, because you can't dispel that, but
true.
It does matter for the chain stun afterwards.
It matters
have
for
to go feed
the
the-
damage block as well.
Ah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, maybe you do just break him in the midst of the call. I was thinking maybe you just like you break him towards the end of it. That way you can ice path afterwards, and he'll never purge it. But maybe you do just want the raw damage after the damage block.
Yeah, I think the break is actually very important, even at this point of the game.
Yeah.
Like
Would you
75.
see a Conda from anybody else?
Yeah.
A lot Conda might come
Conda
this
or
game.
like
I don't know.
Bend it, yeah. They've got an Aghanims on Dokam on the Snapfire, by the way. That's funny.
Yeah.
You can use it on the goal line.
That's good. He's gonna.
Or you can use it on the 3 which is nice. You don't. It's kind of local middle, right?
Yeah. Which they need, right? Like they need some low middle ideas.
Not sure you want to be
23, man,
swimming in
with the
this.
ages, he doesn't care.
Dire's
Yeah.
bottom tower is under attack.
He literally TP'd like away from it earlier, and now he's just like sitting in it and hitting. Kind of crazy. We're gonna continue the push.
Yeah, that's it. Aghanims not combined gone, so I don't. 1 minute ages. I don't think you. Definitely keep this going, right? If you're Nemesis. No. Should know there's no buyback on anybody except for the Doom. Also the Ember, actually. So.
So you have BKB, Lincoln's Refresher on 23. I can't imagine you feel very scared about anything they're gonna throw at you.
Right?
Toss a Lotus Orb on them. You've been tossing. You have like 8 of them to offer.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna go for the range tracks mid there, but no, you gotta respect the position on Aurora. It's 12, I guess.
Really?
I mean,
Oh my! I thought he almost had it.
Yeah.
That would have been sick timing. You know, hey, if that's how you want to use it, it was gonna die anyway. So
yeah, why not? There's like 30 seconds left or something, right?
I think it must, yeah. Oh, somebody's gotta get that Wizzy. Yeah, that thing will disappear in 30 seconds, and you won't actually get the XP boost from it. 23, go back! Go back!
Get it, bro.
Oh, that's free XP. What a shame. What a shame. I wish it did stack. Like maybe it like looked cooler or something. Like, it turns into like a purple spire or something with.
Yeah, it like levels up from the ground like an elevator or something.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it gets it 3 seconds to go.
Oh, there we go. And he can stay. There we go. No.
Does he realize? I don't know. Not sure. I
I
realize.
don't know. I don't know. Okay. It is a very rare event that there's even one left. We're very far away from the time where you'd like walk up and be like, oh my god, there's like 4 wisdom runes here that nobody's gotten. Like, yeah, those times are not happening anymore.
Dire are scanning.
If they're gonna try to doom him now, they should get the double ravage. They're gonna connect onto Analog here. They've also killed Jokum. This is a beautiful start, probably the best one we've seen in 10 minutes or more from Aurora. And they're continuing the onslaught here, finding Norman a triple kill after the Aegis has been claimed. Beautifully done from Aurora, a sign of life in their team.
That's exactly what you wonder, right? We were talking about how did they find initiation, and yeah, with the refresher on Toronto, it's just way too easy, right? Getting the vision and then just send it. There's no way to protect each other if you're Nemesis, so you gotta be careful. That thing can always happen.
Really well done. I think the Ravage is actually key because you can see he
Did
tried
he
to get
blink
the
in?
save there.
Snap. He tried to gobble it, right?
Yeah, tried to gobble.
Huh.
But unfortunately, we're much closer to Christmas than we are to Thanksgiving.
That is true. But if he gets a BKB on, it is actually possible he can save people from that, right?
Yeah, no, I think the BKB is going to start to be necessary actually on him because these Ravages coming out will stop. Also, the Lotus, which has been so key. If you're not able to press Lotus, man, I think the fight is still very, very hard. And they're going to try to push tower here. This is by far the weirdest one that I think I've seen them push because there are buyback potential, but I don't think that Nemesis want to risk it, right?
Yeah, and you might get a Rax here. Like, you have AC, you have Jakiro.
Ooh, you think so?
Middle tower is under attack.
I mean, you don't want to buy back on Analog, for sure, but it's kind of fast.
Oh, zoning. Oh, like, his attack speed. Now with the switch link as well? Now the attack speed is up.
Okay, analog is up though, so now it's starting to get weird.
Radiant's middle
Oh, and he has an alert. He has 100 attack range and 31 attack speed from his enchantment. He's in.
Yep.
Are we allowed to cope with this? We'll find out here because it is the Ice Path layering on top of the axe here. Jabs, don't go too far, buddy. The racks are already gone. Nothing you can do there will get them back.
All right, come back. Well, we have buybacks on 10 heroes, so the game will start to get freaky in a moment here. Next Roche fight, potentially.
Holy moly, it is a 50-50 game.
Yep. And we might get our first tier, 60-minute neutral items.
Radiant are scanning.
Oh my god, it's about that time, huh?
5.
8 minutes to go. Now there is a Roshan available, so I think the only if we do get a Roshan here on Nemesis, it's possible the game ends before we get the 60-minute items. Because they're going right into Roche now with the DD from 23, I imagine.
And they might secure the high ground first. I think it is important that you have some areas. Yeah.
Circles are wild from Aurora, and honestly, I think something that I want to see here soon from Doom. I want to see an Aghanim Scepter. Your Doom has been not very impactful because you keep trying to cast it on other people. Just cast it on yourself. No. They still got one. Getting the Ravage again. You need to be super joking. He's able to get the gobble away. Now they're going to try to save. I feel like you had a beautiful initiation, but where was the follow-up? Here comes the Macro Pyre now, but it's a bit late. Everybody's able to move away from it now, and the Doom finally connecting onto the Pangolier. And they should be able to get that kill afterwards, so they'll trade away Mira for Analog. It's a beautiful trade for now, but the buyback is here from Analog. I wonder if Mira will follow in suit.
True, there's no ravages now, so 23 still has to be good. This fight should be all Nemesis at this point.
Did he just go with the call again? There it is, the dunk connecting Makoto. He doesn't have anything he can do here. They do lose the Tidehunter, he buys back, but what are you gonna do, buddy? You gotta try to send it in the water. Somebody, I guess. Nightfall's able to get the kill on this Snapfire. Analog in again with the roll for the call. It's gonna connect on the Nightfall. He has to buy back in this one. They have the lockdown maybe on 23, but he's able to turn around. Look at that damage. Toronto told you, you don't want to stand up to that one. Makoto comes in finally, but they're able to move them down next. Nullified, hitting them, giving them the hurricane pipe treatment. Nightfall, he's further and further away from this fight. 23, he's getting kited out a little bit. They are going to get the banishment on him, but Jabs is on an ultra kill. He's keeping the party going. The Sprouts, it's just in time.
Oh no, he was in. Oh, they're gonna get me as well.
And now they.
That's the game right there.
Rampage for Jabs, baby. This guy's good. GG, game number 3, Nemesis.
Yeah,
they come out on top.
Epic last night.
Long peace fight.
He was able to stay outside of those ravages. Didn't really yield that much. There was also an amazing save on the gobble there by Jokum. And then 23 just ends up cleaning up everybody, right? He still had the buyback in case it was necessary, but
drafting. Maybe there's a Huskar, maybe there's a Storm. I think they are kind of solidifying heroes for themselves that kind of are forcing out bans, which I think is always going to be really good for a new team like this. But they haven't really shown results if they're not getting their specialties.
Do you feel like we may once again see another Storm Spirit early from Ipswich, considering, again, with what we saw yesterday?
Yeah, I think if it's available, they'll just pick it as soon as possible. If they first pick it, second pick it, whatever. I'm going to be very honest. I don't think Betboom should give it to them, because it's been looking like their most consistent hero. And I don't think Betboom should fall for the trap of, oh, we could take Storm from them. So I would just ban it right here. Then you could just first pick Jakiro. Just have like a real honest game of Dota for the most part. There's nothing too crazy. Dragon Knight's already out of the pool. Like after this, it's a pretty neutral draft.
Okay, let's see. Do they remove the Storm? Nope. We'll get rid of the Jakiro. And the Mars is actually going to be picked up. So it's a hero that we haven't seen as much priority on, but I know it has been getting banned pretty frequently in the first phase.
Yeah, Marcy is a really strong hero, can flex to probably 3 rolls, carry offlane and the position 4. From
10
cores,
seconds remaining.
very good for just doing a bunch of damage, getting an early BKB, taking the fights, and then as the support, it's more of a bit of save. And Pipsqueak surprisingly actually don't take the storm. So going for the axe, which we've seen, it has a lot of success. The laning stage is very strong, has this nice mid-game timing with auras, but it's still just, I'm surprised that they're not valuing the storm like they were the last time we saw them.
5 seconds remaining.
BB team's turn to ban.
Would be interesting to see Yayo on a different hero though. I feel like, you know, he surely has played at least one game that hasn't been the underlord. We've pretty much always seen him on that hero, which has put Copy in a position where he's had to be some of the, you know, the spirit heroes, the blink initiating, the just hero to get in. I know Axe, I suppose, isn't really played as much of that at the moment. We did kind of see it in the previous game with Nico with his performance, but we'll see how that kind of changes the style of draft that Pipsqueak have been going from. The heroes that Copy has been getting drafted for him as well.
I think a core hero that's in the pool that Pipsqueak has been valuing kind of is Lich is still here, which if Marcy ends up being a core, that matchup's so good. Just having the pure physical damage resistance, like reduction, versus a hero that pretty much exclusively does physical right clicks as well, because the Lich armor is only for right click damage. It doesn't work for physical spells. So really nice matchup, especially with Pugna being banned, which was the other solution usually to Marcy with the decrep. I wouldn't be surprised if Pipsqueak just take the Lich out of the phase, and maybe they're hoping that they get the storm later in the draft. I'm just trying to think of if there's something that's changing their opinion for Bet Boom, or for maybe it's for a Falcon specific thing that allowed them to pick Storm. Maybe they think that Malrain doesn't have the best counter picks to a Storm versus maybe Kiyotaka and or GPK, whichever they prep for, would counter him. But they're prepping for it, in my opinion. With the Puck ban, the Dragonite ban, they're banning really somewhat anti-Storm heroes.
We'll get the Warlock heading to the second phase though, so no Lich for Kadaro. Bit of a different style of hero. Warlock can be a little bit frustrating for the Marcy, I suppose, inside the fights, just with the BKB Unleash, the control that the Rock can provide, like a reset of the team fight.
Yeah, even having they have 2 BKB piercing spells already with the Axe Call, with the Warlock Golem. So having a nice way to deal with the Marcy. Even later in the draft, there's a potential Primal Beast, which I always like versus Marcy. There's still the Storm. If Bepum do not pick or banning here, it's still an option for them. And they're going to take this is the Save Muerta, which, as he said, he's the best Muerta in the world. He's one of the few people that can actually make it work, make it look good. It's versus these heroes, I wouldn't say there's anything particularly special. Maybe versus like the mid game, you can cancel the upheaval from a long range with stun or silence, but just, I think hero-wise, it's exactly what Bepum and Save specifically want out of their draft, which is he wants to be kind of a ranged damage killer. This long-range spellcaster, and Muerta fits that role perfectly. Also pairs really well, I think, with Miro's hero pool, like the Lycans of the world, the Beastmasters, the Mars, these like kind of heroes that need a bit of extra control or extra damage. And they're going to pair it with Bane for the support duo, which is a really good position 5 versus the Axe.
What is the interaction between the Bane and the Axe?
Usually Axe kind of wants to, especially in hard lanes, which he'll probably be counterpicked, like the Ursa comes to mind. You want to pull waves and like cut the waves and farm it behind the tower. Anytime you go to pull the wave versus a Bane, you can get slept, and then the creeps will unaggro you because you're invulnerable, and they'll go back to the wave. So Bane is pretty much the anti-pull and cut position 5. So you can't do a double melee with an Axe lane. You have to kind of play to enter the lane and be powerful. We saw the Skywrath Axe lane looked really good. I think it's something they could do again. It's also a silence is nice. The damage is nice for the Muerta. If not, Sky maybe. I mean, a lot of them are banned. Like the Hoodwink is banned, the Bat Rider's banned, Shatterman's banned. I like the Sky the most if Eki wants to play it. And then you can pair the Sky. Even the Sky Storm is still pretty open. Or Sky Primal Beast, I think is pretty good. Or you can even take the carry, some maybe Juggernaut, I think is okay here.
Because we've seen that matchup previously, right? With the Marcy versus the Jug. This is something that you mentioned about the Omni Slash being quite nice versus the Marcy.
Yeah,
Radiant
I really
team
like Marcy versus Jug.
Let's go, let's go.
For the Jug, I also think, sure, you have Fiend Strip for the spin, but it goes both ways depending on how fast you cast it on the guy spinning. Because now spin is a hard debuff, like a hard purge, so it'll remove every single spell on you when the spin ends. Instead, they go for
10
Kez,
seconds remaining.
which again, I feel like this is a hero that I'm still not going to consider when it comes to
5
carry. I don't
seconds
understand it
remaining.
well enough, and when it's good, when it's bad. I think we did actually see the matchup versus Marcy, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was yesterday, and it looked pretty good. I think the parry is really nice if you get it off because it fully blocks every single auto attack for that one volley that you choose. Then you can bash him back. You also have different mobility spells, and they're also going to pair with the Tusk, which is a melee hero that's probably going to be laning versus the Bane, and it is a slight concern, I think, if Beppu pick a really strong carry. Or I guess the
10
Marcy's
seconds
probably
remaining.
their carry, which is what they're thinking. And that if it is Marcy carry, that is still
5 seconds
I
remaining.
think a pretty good lane for Beppu.
And if it's not, we're looking at
Maybe
Ursa, what maybe Abra has
Ursa-
even a little.
Yeah,
Okay,
Ursa,
you want
Abba,
even-
Troll,
Okay.
I think are all pretty solid heroes. But I think Beppu really value Marcy as their carry. I think Kiritich is one of the best Marcys. And for Beppu, I really like Primal Beast here. I think that's their best pick. I always have liked Primal Beast versus Kez. It's a really good BKB game versus the Warlock. Sure, there's a bit of like control with the axe and the tusk, but I just think that the BKB stuns are super valuable versus Kez. And they're going to take an Ember, which is another great hero versus the tusk. He can't save through the chains. Kez can be a bit awkward for Ember, but I think it's pretty good.
What's actually going on specifically with the Primal? Because you've been asking for it in multiple games, and for some reason we're not getting this hero. And I know, like, again, we haven't had a patch in a while, and we go
10
through like one
seconds
tournament to
remaining.
the next where metas are slowly changing, but in
5
some of them, the
seconds
Primal has
remaining.
been pretty hotly contested.
Yeah, I'm surprised that it's fallen a bit out of favor. None of the heroes in this game, to me, are standing out as like super anti-primal. I think that the hero provides a lot of value. Even Slardar, I'm a bit surprised, lost some value because both of those heroes, there hasn't really been a major patch that nerfed either of them, and they both have felt very powerful.
10 seconds remaining.
So, and then again, if we were gonna say they're not gonna Primal Beast, I think
5 seconds
Beastmaster
remaining.
is still really good for Beppu. Like, I just really want them to have something to deal with the Kez BKB, preferably a stun, and if not a stun, even just high physical damage from Miro, like the Lycanthrope could be okay.
BBT's turn to ban.
And anything along those lines.
We've seen very often what Mira is able to do. With the Summit heroes, but the Beastmaster in particular, they're going to get rid of the
10
Centaur,
seconds
however.
remaining.
We'll leave the Beast in the pool.
5
Looking for a
seconds
mid
remaining.
laner as well for copy. Are there any that are signaling to you versus the Ember matchup now?
From Copy's hero pool, I think he might just end up picking Leshrac, which is pretty fine. I think it's a good versus Marcy because you have ways to kill her before her BKB or kind of during with the edict. I think if not Lesh, maybe like the Earthshaker. There's also heroes like Shadow Fiend or Viper, but those don't seem really his style, and even that good versus Beppu team. Like, you're playing into the Grip, you're playing into the Marcy. Those are both really strong spells to deal with. These like kind of stationary. So just some Leshrac seems pretty good at it. Your team has save as well and the Fatal Bonds. I think it's just a nice kind of wrap up to their draft.
BBT's
Why-
turn to pick. Radiant
What's
team
wrong
pick.
with the Storm Sprint in the game? Like,
It's just it's a hard Storm game. Maybe Copy doesn't care because he's Copy, but he's playing versus a mid laner with stable that can kill you at 6. You're playing versus a Bane Grip. You're playing versus all the Muerta spells. Even Marcy does so much damage. She kills the Storm in a stun, which we saw happen once or twice. But Hoppy doesn't care. He's gonna pick it anyway.
Let's see how the copy is able to play into the matchup. The difficult heroes that you will be facing this game. Beppu, they go for the Pango instead. So we kind of just bypass this quickly with the Storm point. How do you feel about the Pangler instead? I know you were mentioning the Beastmaster, of course, but do we like this instead?
I think it's fine. I think that specifically matchup wise, I see it being very good versus the Warlock. I also have seen this particular lane, which was Pango Kez, a couple times, and it's looked decent for the Pango. He kind of free farms. He has some pressure at level 6, but I do have concerns for probably Pipsqueak more so than Bepboom. I think Bepboom's team is pretty well rounded. They are pretty fast. I think Pangolier can get his defusal, get his blink, go around, find kills here and there. But I think I maybe had this concern again last time Copy played Storm, which was, oh, he's playing into all these stuns. He's playing into all this ways to stop him. And it didn't matter last game, but I'm still going to raise the same concerns because when you put a lot of emphasis on having to individually play your hero the best, it's a risk. But if you can pull it off, if you can pop off, get his BKB early, get the correct jumps, damage from his team, Pipsqueak can run over this game.
Okay. How does the lane actually look then with the Storm versus the Ember? And this is a matchup that we've seen through Eternity of Dota. Feels like it's kind of, would you say this is more of a skill-based matchup?
Yeah, it's definitely a skill-based matchup, and it depends on what the players choose to skill. Like when I say players, specifically Ember, what Ember chooses to do a skill build. We've seen Flame Guard maxes, we've seen Chain maxes. I think the I will say Sleight of Fist is not really the spell people max anymore at all. There was a long time period for Ember where you'd always have Sleight max by level 7. I think that's actually his least favorite spell now with the Chain Gang facet. It's a lot people pressure around like placing remnants, chaining from that, playing off Flame Guard and running in. It's pretty interesting to see how the playstyle just changed with pretty much just it was only the facet change, I want to say, that has affected this hero anytime recently.
Heritage. Able to step down to the low ground. Nice timing for when the smoke popped. Close if Pipsqueak were in a position to maybe even get the shards from Eki. Going for a lot of stats as well. Double branch, double gauntlet.
The battle begins.
Be 2-for-2 in regards to the bounties. So no brawl. Looks like Mira and Save going to be in a position to block up the bottom camp. I don't know if Radiant are going to do the same top.
Beast bump.
I don't think they need to block the wave. I think they can play on the creeps. That's one of the benefits of having Tusk. You can just like sit on top of the creep wave and fight the enemy team there. I also think Bane level 1, like in this 2v2, they're actually significantly stronger on the side of Pipsqueak top. Like Bane, Marcy are both relatively useless. The biggest thing they could do is dispose one of these melee heroes into the tower range. And bot lane, I think I want to say both side lanes should be relatively slow. The biggest thing that can happen top is, again, like I said, they fight on the wave, and I think the Axe Tusk win that. Bot should be pretty chill. And then mid is, I think mid is the most interesting for me, because whichever mid actually starts to snowball, gets the outplays mid, gets the bit of extra CS, maybe even gets a kill with some support rotations, I think that's the team that's going to get really far ahead. And as a mid player, I always think it's really fun to have games centered around mid lane when it's a skill-based matchup.
Is there a side that you feel like has an easy time to play around the mid laner if they do start to snowball?
Probably Probably Pipsqueak a bit. I think both drafts are really nice for the mid laners to play. Like on Storm side, he's got Teamfight from the Warlock, and he has follow up plus save from the Tusk. And then on the other side, you have kind of catch from the Bane, and then
Team spirits turn to ban.
Pro players have shown their dominance. I don't think I've laughed that hard in a very long time. So thank you so
10
much. You guys are
seconds
actually degenerate
Key vision,
monsters. And
turn to ban.
V as always, my friend. V. Big dubs.
3 beautiful gifts that Aiden got you for Christmas, and
Like,
now
yeah.
the gift that
10
we'll be giving
seconds
all of
remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
night. Which game of today you were?
P
Goes that
visions
beautiful
turn
Dota can
to ban.
unfold.